All right, everybody, welcome out to the Log Room Guys Craft Beer Show. It is Tuesday, April the 8th, 2025. Jersey Johnny coming at you with me, as always, none other than Mr. Beer Samurai eating his dinner. How are you, sir?
In heaven. Oh, my God, this is so good.
What are you eating?
I'm eating the El Toro empanada from Empanada Mama.
Empanada Mama. I've heard so much about them from you, as a matter of fact.
This is oxtail.
Okay.
It's in chipotle, red wine, and I get cinnamon out of it as well. But look at this thing.
This
is the El Toro.
El Toro. Very good. And why are you eating an empanada?
Well, as everyone can guess, it's National Empanada Day.
Happy National Empanada Day to those who celebrate, as we always say.
Which I am. Oh, you know what it is? There's also sweet potato in here.
There's sweet potato in it too. Very nice.
Oh my God! Very nice. I had earlier when I got home. I had the El Jefe. The El Jefe is burrito. This is really good.
Very nice.
So we're celebrating that today. We're celebrating something else as well.
What are we celebrating?
Apparently, the American Craft Beer Hall of Fame has a new art director.
Art director and IT.
And I think you know him.
I've heard of him. Yeah.
Yeah, just look in the mirror. So everybody, Jersey Johnny has been named the art director and IT what?
IT director.
IT director. So
director of art and IT.
He does this. He does the pretty shit on the computer. That's what he does.
There you go.
That's what he should be called. The guy who does the pretty shit on the
computer.
Guy
who does the pretty shit on the computer. Yes.
So Marty Nakel announced it a couple of days ago on the page for the Hall of Fame. So, John, congratulations!
Thank you very much.
That's a real accomplishment there.
I appreciate it, and we're gonna do some fun stuff.
Well, I hope so.
Coming up on
okay. So, like that other job that you took the one time, no nudes this time.
No, not at all.
Okay.
No. We saved that for us.
But yeah, because the whole thing is, it's a craft beer industry. There's really not a lot of people in it you want to see nude.
So, not at all. No.
That's
for sure.
So please.
Oh, it's also.
Oh, this is so good. Okay.
Oh, I said that already. It's also happy draw a picture of a bird day.
No, we're not going to do it again because we did it. Because this is the second time. Oh, did you draw a picture of a bird?
I'm about to. I'm going to draw one right now.
He's
really.
I have a feeling I know what he's going to do here.
There you go. Really quick.
Hey, it's Woodstock.
It's Woodstock.
I thought you were going to draw the bird that you usually draw for me when I'm someplace drinking something that you want to drink.
I could just give you that bird. So anyway,
okay,
that would be drawing it. So
no, it would be drawing it. It should be like
draw.
There you go.
All right.
John just drew a bird.
Exactly. Anyway, all right. And the third one, there's a third day today, but we're going to get into that later in the show.
Are we?
Yeah, why not?
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that later.
That's
a fun one. Unfortunately, we do tie it into some something sad, but you know what I speak of.
I do. So,
but other than that, fun.
Other than that, it is fun. So,
oh my God, that was so good. I mean, seriously.
You finished your empanada. I'm thirsty. I'm sure you're thirsty. Let's break this on so we can get to some beer. How's that?
Yeah, you do that while I'm drinking. I'll drink some water here.
All right.
So I can taste what I'm going to drink.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Mr. Bob Hochgertel. Excuse me. I knew I was going to say it wrong. Bob Hochgertel. Are you there? Oh, there you go.
You got it. You got it.
Frozen.
Oh, you were frozen there for a second.
You were frozen there for a second. Bob Hochgertel from Kings Road Brewing. How are you, Bob? How are you on this fine evening? He's frozen again.
You're freezing.
Yeah, you're freezing too. Am I freezing, Dave, or is it Bob?
No, it's Bob because we're both. You don't freeze, so
I don't freeze.
It's on Bob's end.
I just said, how are you on this fine April evening, Bob?
Okay. How am I now?
Apparently, very cold. No, your eyes are shut now. Can you hear us, Bob?
Can you hear us now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. All right. So there you go. There was all right. Anyway, how are you?
I'm very, very well. How are you guys?
I am just about as good as I was a few minutes ago when we were talking before we started the show. So you seem to keep freezing. So if you do not hear us at some point, just let us know. Sometimes that happens with the connection.
Okay.
I know you got trivia going on at the brewery. right now. If are
We
they
do.
using? So the more and more people that
Yeah.
cheat and pick up Google, the more the bandwidth
Well, here, let's see.
Wi-Fi is.
Let me. No, I am on the
You're on the brewery one, not the
owners
guest one?
network. They're on the guest network.
There you
So
go.
we should be okay.
We should be all right. Maybe.
Oh no! So you
Am I
just
still
accused.
freezing?
No, you're good now. You've been
You're
fine.
good right now. Did you just accuse Bob of cheating at trivia?
Not the Bob.
Oh,
Anybody-
because
I said if anybody was cheating.
because
out
he's
there.
the only one on that Wi-Fi. So this is okay.
No. I was making a joke. It was fun.
All
All right.
oh boy, there's a first.
I occasionally, Bob. I'll host trivia, and we always throw in what we call a Google question, right? So throw it in there. It's a question that like 1 out of 1,000 people are going to know the answer to the question, and if a team brings it up like right away with the right answer, they're Googling it.
Yeah.
Right. So then you got to keep an eye on that team. That's it.
Right.
So, but anyway, so all right, got a lot to talk about tonight. I got a bunch of questions for you. I know Dave does too, but let's talk about what we're drinking first, and we'll start with you, Bob. What are you?
What I'm drinking?
What are you starting with? What are you drinking?
Well, I started with Kings Road's. I don't know if you can see this.
Mm-hmm.
Our pinch hit Pilsner.
Very nice.
It starts as a classic Czech Pilsner, but then we dry hop it a little bit just to give it a little more hop character, a little more of a bite.
Very nice.
Very cool. It's was that a Philly player on the can?
Well, it is a player wearing a red and white uniform.
Does he have the number 3?
And there are red pinstripes, but there's nothing specifically Philadelphia there. I'm infringing on no copyrights, I can assure you.
That's not where I was going with it. Where I was going with it is pinch hitter for National League. I really still think is a crime.
Oh, I do too. I'm a baseball purist.
Yep.
I'll tell you, the two things I think are a crime is pinch hitter for the National League, and in the first inning of extra innings, the first batter gets awarded second base. The last out from the previous.
Yeah, that's complete horseshit, and
that's just strange.
And you're both saying pinch hitter. You mean designated hitter. Designated hitter for
designated hitter. Right?
Designated hitter for the National League. Yeah. That's complete BS.
Pinch hitter is something. Oh, pinch hitter is what it used to be. Yeah.
Right, but there's no rhyme or reason to it. Right. There's no strategy. There's no double switching. There's no when you take
exactly.
Your out. That was fun.
The manager doesn't have to play with how long is he keeping that pitcher, and is he doing a double shift? And now I don't know. I think it has taken some of the as you said, strategy out of the game. I really do.
Yeah, 100%.
So talk about the beer a little bit more. You said it starts off as a Czech Pilsner.
So it started as a Czech Pilsner. We've done our share of traditional Czech Pilsners. We did one a few years ago, and then we dry hopped the shit out of it, and we actually called it Nova Bunta, which is Italian for new goodness.
And what did we tell you about cursing? We told. we said you could. Go ahead. Kidding.
But I'm sure you guys know this, but there's a style now known as an Italian Pilsner.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think it has something to do with the ingredients that were used, and it doesn't. It's because some Italian brewer said, I'm going to dry hop the shit out of a Czech Pils, and now that style is known as an Italian Pils. So we did that a few years ago, and actually we won a few awards for it. It went over really well, but we found people weren't buying it in stores because they didn't understand. How can I put this? The word Nova Bunta seemed to scare some people, and they didn't know what an Italian Pils was. So we.
I'm trying to figure out. It's obviously probably not Nova they had the problem with, unless they had that car at one problem. So it's probably the second word.
We brought it back, dry hopped it less, and actually, this beer in particular, it first came out with a blue pinstripes and a blue player, and because we were selling at Trenton Thunder Stadium.
Oh, yes.
And we wanted to call it Pinstripe Pils, and we were told that the Yankees had a trademark on that, so we couldn't do it. So we went to Pinch Hit Pils, and now that we're no longer on the Trenton in the Trenton Stadium concessions, and our hometown is the Phillies, that's why it looks like that.
Sure,
absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's just funny because I mean, clearly there's no copyright infringement, but it's leaning towards a Phillies can. And last week we had Wanderback Brewing on the show, and one of their Wanderback lager. They have one set of cans that they did with that, which was the light blue and dark red colors for that uniform. So it's like two Phillies cans 2 weeks in a row.
You can get close. There's just a line you need to not cross.
Yeah. I mean, you just put the colors on there, calls it a day, and that's what you did. And it's just a generic player with a red uniform. I mean, the colors aren't trademarked. The logo is. The name is.
Yeah,
so
that P is
the logo and the name on it. You're good.
Right. Yeah, none of that's there.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, you resist the urge to use the P in pinch.
In pinch, right? Yeah, you don't want to.
Yeah,
we do that.
Right.
Anyway, so all right, Samurai, what are you drinking?
I have got an Elder Pine, Scars of the Shattered Sky.
Scars of the Shattered Sky.
This is a hazy IPA coming in at 7%, as you can see across the bottom there, and it's got a very light grist to it, and it's only one hop. And I know I told you this, John, but now I got to put my cheaters on.
One hop this time.
One hop this time. Mosaic. Of course, it's a Mosaic. It's slutty as hell. John knows the reference to that. So there it is. There's the can right there. There's the can art.
Very nice.
Beautiful. They always have beautiful can art. And there's the beer. It is hazy.
It is.
It's creamy too, man. This is good. This is bringing out all of the flavors that you get out of Mosaic. You're getting that citrus. You're getting that kind of funk that it has. That what do they? Some people call it cat pee, but it's not that far into it. And that tropical that Mosaic can throw as well. All
mango in there, yep.
Yeah.
One hop
this time, yes.
One hop this time, yeah.
What do you have there, John? What are you drinking?
I am. I went with a Czech lager, as you did. As well, the original one of it, anyway. But mine is from New Hampshire, so I went with Alexander from Chilling, who we had on the show a couple months ago.
Yep.
And I poured it in a Von Trapp glass.
There you go. At least you're in the same state.
Exactly.
Not
the same
really.
state.
No.
I mean they're adjacent to each other.
Yeah,
exactly. You can get from one to the other in an hour and change.
Well, you could probably get to one to the other in 1 second if you're standing right on the border.
No,
you meant the breweries. You meant the breweries.
One brewery to the other.
Okay, I think you meant from state to state. I'm like,
no. In 1 hour and change, unless you're going through Montpelier and want to stop at Bar Hill first, but then it's going to be longer.
Or the 3 penny tap room, yes.
That too.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So Bob, let's get going on this. We're 13 minutes in. Let's ask you some questions. How's that? All right. So first question we ask everybody, to the best of your recollection. I don't know if you watched the show or not before this, but best of your recollection.
No, the first question you asked him was how you doing. You've already done that. This is the second question.
Well, to be honest with you, this is the second.
How'd I do with that one? Did I do okay?
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
nailed it.
Nailed it. That was perfect. Spot on. Couldn't have been better. No, seriously, no. What, to the best of your recollection, what's the first craft beer you ever had? It could be craft. It could be craft adjacent. So
it's craft adjacent by today's standards, but back then it was Sam Adams. Actually,
there you go.
Yeah.
I was in a Philadelphia bar, and the Sam Adams rep was there and giving out samples of beer, and we were all drinking, standard mass-produced commercial beer. Miller, Amstel was a big one back in that day. Yingling, of course. But I remember the Sam Adams rep was in this bar and was giving out samples of Boston Lager, and I just remember thinking I had not had a beer. I'm talking about the 80s, but I had not had a beer like that, and then that eventually led me to some of the unique Yingling brews, and certainly Dogfish Head after that.
Sure.
So
sure, absolutely. Yeah, we're
60-minute IPA for me when it first came out.
Right. We're of the same. The three of us are
Nope.
the same.
Oops,
The
connection
three of us are of
lost.
the same.
Connecting.
Yep,
Hold on.
we got you.
We got you. Can you hear us now? We still got you. So we'll talk.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, when you lost your connection, it was reconnecting. We heard you. We never lost you. So,
Okay, good.
I was going to say we're of the same, time frame or everything else.
Yep.
In fact, Dave and I, our first beer was the same thing.
Yes.
So back in the 80s. So, but
converted me from a Molson drinker.
Yeah, exactly. I was drinking Molson and Jenny Cream, and the occasional Rolling Rock at the time.
I forgot to mention Moosehead. Moosehead was probably the beer I first cut my teeth on.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting because the last 4 beers that have been mentioned here all came in green bottles.
I know, right?
Every single one of them.
Moosehead, Molson, yeah, all of them.
Jenny,
Rolling Rock.
Rolling Rock.
Yeah.
That's the 4. All green.
All green bottles. Anyway, all right. And what was your first brewery you ever visited? It doesn't even have to be a craft brewery, because mine wasn't.
What was my first what?
First brewery you ever visited?
I'm sorry, John, I didn't hear you.
The first brewery that you
visit?
ever visited. Yeah.
Actually, I remember it clearly, and it kind of gave rise to this. I was teaching at the Moore College of Art in Center City, Philadelphia, and I would teach on a Friday, a 6-hour studio, and at the end of the day, I just wanted to have some food. And I walked around the corner to Cherry Street, and there was the original Dock Street Brewing Company.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And I remember sitting at the bar, and did either of you guys ever visit the original Dock Street?
Yep.
No, I did not.
I did. I've been there.
So if you remember, there was a glass wall behind the bar, and you could see all the fermenters.
Yep.
And I was fascinated by the fact that everything I was drinking was brewed on site. And it became a Friday ritual where after teaching, I would go to Dock Street, get something to eat, get something new to drink, got friendly with the bartenders and the brewer. And I remember saying to a friend of mine, one of these days I'm going to have one of these. And
Nice.
kind
There you go.
of tucked that in my back pocket. And that was, let's see, maybe 25 years later, here we go.
And there you go.
You just answered John's third question, by the way.
Which was?
How did you get into this business?
How did you get into the business?
What brought you into it?
So the visit to Dock Street inspired me. I was fascinated at the fact that I was drinking what was brewed on site, and the brewer would come out and talk to me about all the different nuances, and I was really intrigued by it. But what got us into this, Haddonfield was a dry town for 140 years.
Mm-hmm.
And my two business
How
partners,
time has changed.
My two business partners and I, we all are raising our families here. We all have 2 kids, all about the same age. And the short version is we noticed that the town kind of rolled up its sidewalks at 6 p.m. every night. There was one coffee shop on the corner that stayed open late, and there was one pizza parlor on the other corner that stayed open late, but everything else was closed. And we started talking about what could we do to change the traffic and the dynamic in the downtown. And we thought, could we bring a brewery to town? And we researched the laws. We found out why Haddonfield was dry. Excuse me. We researched the New Jersey limited brewery laws and why the town was dry, and the New Jersey brewery laws kind of bypassed each other. And there was a gray area in between where we thought we could do this. And we went and we met with the town's administration. We have a 3-commissioner system. We met with the commissioners, and we told them that we were this was in 2016, and we told them that we were thinking of bringing a brewery to town. And I remember the then mayor, his name was Jeff Casco, and Jeff said, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to get back to you in about 3 days. And to his word, he got back to us in 3 days with the affirmative. But what he also said is, he said, we think this is going to be a hot button topic because the town had been dry for so long. Mm-hmm. And he said, so we can't come out and endorse you, but we won't do anything. But we won't do anything to
Stop you.
and then we opened in 2017, and it's been a hell of a ride since then.
Now, the building you're in now in Haddonfield, that's the second building, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. The first building, you know what, John, I don't, now that I know what I know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what we were thinking. Our first brewery was 800 square feet. That was a 3-barrel brew house and 4 or 5 fermenters, mm-hmm. a bar, and about 13 seats.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was in 800 square feet. The only thing that wasn't there, we had storage in the basement, and we put a cold room in the basement that pumped right up to the bar. But the main floor was 800 square feet. And as you can imagine, we outgrew that pretty quickly. We opened in December.
About 2 weeks.
Well, actually, first we ran out of beer and we had to close for a while.
Right.
And then we had to reopen. And we opened initially December of 17. And by March of 18, we were looking for the new location.
Yeah. I can imagine
that we found the place we're in now, and where we are now, we have 5,400 square feet.
Yeah, so it's a beautiful building. I love the building.
Yeah, thank you.
I can imagine a dry town all of a sudden has a brewery. And they just run.
We hoped for that. But we weren't sure, because there were a lot of people that felt we're a dry town. A lot of people thought it was because of our Quaker roots. It turns out that wasn't the case. And we didn't know how much pushback we were going to receive. I can tell you that the town has embraced us. We have become kind of the town's meeting place for everything. We had a political rally here the other day, and Haddonfield Baseball had their fundraiser in our beer garden last week. So we've really become kind of the hub of the community. And the other thing I want to mention is the town that was dry for 140 years mm-hmm. now has the alcohol trifecta, right? We have Kings Road Brewing Company, we have William Heritage Winery, and we have Wild Feather Distillery. So we've got one of each in town. And what it has
look what you did. Look what you did.
Well, it's helped all the restaurants, right? Because you can either BYOF into the brewery, or you can grab, the wine, the beer, and the spirits and take it out to the restaurant. So you come to Haddonfield any night of the week, and it's a really robust downtown.
Absolutely, it's beautiful. I love walking the streets down there. I love walking it. It's a special place. We feel very fortunate to live here. We feel very fortunate to have our business here. And there's a cigar shop right around the corner from them.
There is a cigar shop right next to it, right across the street.
Right, just right there.
Yeah.
But I love to hear that you become like the center of town, the gathering place, because that's very, we look at your name, we know your last name's German, and that's very much a European. The Germans, the Brits, especially the Germans. The brewery was the center of town. That was the gathering place. Their beer gardens where everybody was. So, that's the way it should be.
I agree 100%. So there you go.
Yes.
Anyway, so you opened in December of 2017. You're looking for the new location in March of 2018. When did you actually move into that space?
We probably found this space. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was it.
I was going to say
we didn't say anything.
We found this space. I think it was going into the fall of 2018. So it might have been September-ish of 2018. We found the space, and it took a year to fit out. The building was completely stripped down to the walls. So it took about a year to fit it out. We opened on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And, that's already a big night. In the industry, Drinksgiving.
That's a good night to, exactly. Drinksgiving, Thanksgiving Eve, Drinksgiving, amateur night.
It was amazing how many people. Yeah, it was amazing how many people we had show up. And then, so think about that. That was November of 2019.
2019.
And
4 months later.
wow, this is the best thing we ever did. And then 4 months later, we get shut down by COVID.
Yeah.
So it was a little scary there for a little bit.
Yeah, I get down there, and it definitely was. I mean, we had these. I mean, we started this podcast right smack dab in the middle of COVID. So we started the podcast
because of COVID.
We were just like,
we were bored out of our minds.
Yeah, he was up in Rhode Island. So, but we've had those conversations early on and everything else. And obviously, you're here. You opened a second location. You fared okay. That's you got through it. But I was going to say, the first time I had the beer before. Somebody brought some stuff back. Was it a growler or I forget what it was. But Jess and I went down. I think it was like January 2nd of 21. Of 21. And 2021. Yeah. So it was just over a year after you opened that location, the new location, and you had, there was seating inside, but everybody was distanced, masks inside, and then they had the whole outside with everybody too, and the back, all and it was January 2nd, and there was more people outside than there were inside. So Jess and I were inside. We were inside. So, but
do we have time? Can I tell you a funny story about that?
Go for it, please do.
Of course.
So COVID shut us down.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the ABC, the Alcoholic Beverage Control Board of New Jersey, did a really good thing. You might recall, they said if you have a transit insignia on your vehicle, meaning you're allowed to transport alcohol, mm-hmm. They said we will allow you to do home sales and curbside. Mm-hmm. So, my background is advertising and design. So I stayed up all night and I put together an e-commerce website. And by the next day, we had an online ordering system. And I will tell you that the community just supported us. I mean, we sold almost as much beer during those closed months as we did when we were open. Now, of course, the margins weren't as good because we're canning it, we're labeling it, we're paying for drivers, but still, it kept us afloat. So then they announced in June of 20, that we could only have outdoor seating. Mm-hmm. So we posted on social media that we would open our back patio. Now our back patio is about 16 by 20. And we had six socially distanced high tops mm-hmm. on the back patio. And I announced on social media that Kings Road is opening outdoor seating only. And about an hour and a half into the night, I get a call from the manager and he goes, Bob, you need to come down here and see this. And I come down and there are probably 70 people squeezed on this postage stamp of a patio. Now keep in mind, back then they said, if you were drinking, you had to be seated. If you were standing, you had to have your mask on. Mm-hmm. Your social groups could be together, but every social group needed to be 6 feet from the next social group. Mm-hmm. I get here and there are 70 people squeezed on my patio. And I remember having very different feelings. One was, my heart swelled, like everyone came back out and here they were. Mm-hmm. And then the other thought was, holy shit, they're going to shut me down because we're breaking like 4 or 5 of the Department of Health rules.
Right.
So I take a picture of the crowd because I want to show people how crowded it was. So I take my phone home, I zoom into the picture, and when I zoom in, I see that the house behind us had a for rent sign. And that house had a 3-car concrete pad mm-hmm. that was adjacent to our postage stamp patio. And, with today's, resolution, I could zoom into that photo and I could actually make out the phone number on the for rent sign. Mm-hmm. So I call the number and the gentleman that answers the phone says, hello, it's Tristan Silk. And I know Tristan. I said, Tristan, is your property 15 Mechanic Street? And he said, yeah. I said, are you renting that? He said, yes. What do you want it for? I said, I don't want the building. I want the patio. I want the 3-car parking garage. Mm-hmm. He said, "You're kidding me." I said, "No, I'll rent it right now, blah, blah, blah." So we worked out a deal over the phone where I signed a 3-year lease just so I could get the patio. I then called Uline and had them deliver picnic tables overnight.
Mm-hmm.
And within like a day and a half, we had a beer garden.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the fall came, we rented a tent and later purchased the tent.
Right.
And 2.5 years into our rental, we realized what an important part of our business that is, and how much, well, you know, people prefer to sit outside if they can.
Of course.
So we have since purchased that building, and the beer garden is here to stay. So well, cheers to that, right?
That's great.
Cheers to that. 100%.
Absolutely.
What and so you bought the building. So
We bought the building that had the parking, the 3-car parking lot.
very nice, very nice. Is that offices now or storage or
I'm
rental?
embarrassed to say the beer garden is beautiful, but if you open the door to the building, we just throw everything we don't know where it belongs just
in there.
You know, it's kind of like that closet we all have at home, right?
You mean this one right over
100%.
here? Yeah.
Well, no, it's semi-organized, but
Yeah.
there's too many jerseys in it. But
So, do you have the junk drawer in your kitchen?
oh hell yeah!
Okay, the houses are
You got a
junk
drunk
drawers.
house. You have a
Junk
junk
house,
house.
yeah.
That's
That's
amazing.
great. You gotta love it.
But
Well,
the beer garden,
fortunately,
beer garden's beautiful.
fortunately, you did that then, right, and not in the last few years.
Oh, absolutely.
You got it for half of what you would have gotten it for today.
Yeah, it worked out. Everything worked out well, and as horrible as COVID was for everybody, some good things came out of it, and that's one of the things
That's one of the things.
that was never on our radar. That happened very organically. So
That's awesome.
I've never heard of anybody who pays mortgage on their junk drawer.
anyone what?
That pays mortgage
Oh, the
on
junk
their
drawer.
junk
Yeah.
drawer.
And it's
That's amazing.
and it's Haddonfield, so it's a really high mortgage junk drawer with big taxes, but no.
Looks like John and I are on.
I'm going to pour mine. Why don't you
say?
say, Bob, you still working on your first? Do you?
No, actually, since Dave was drinking a hazy, I moved on to a hazy. It is, I don't know if you can see it. Protect Your Neck. It is made with Nectaron hops. So there it is right there. Very hazy. Nice. A lot of juice. A lot of juice.
Very nice. Nectaron is very nice. Love Nectaron.
Yeah, it's delicious.
What did you pour, Dave?
Well, I had
another Elder Pine.
And it's a single hop.
One hop this time as well.
One hop again. I'll give you the name and see if you can't guess which hop it uses. The name is Simcoe
Cascade.
Archives.
All right.
Very good.
Nailed it.
But it is they're amazing with that. You know what it is? I have smell-o-vision that only John gets, so he can actually smell it.
Exactly.
Which hops are in it. But as you can see, it's a West Coast style IPA. So going with a single hop Simcoe to it, it's got a caramel pills in this, so you can really see that color in it. Because I've got a light on over there, which I probably shouldn't have, you can't see how dark that brown actually is. It's making it lighter. But this is, I know this is a duh comment, but Elder Pine makes some good stuff.
Elder Pine makes some fantastic stuff. I love Elder Pine. I have yet to get there, but I've had plenty of their beer, courtesy of Tavor and Matt Patensky.
Yeah, I was going to say, but the one thing I got to say about them on this, when I looked at the grist bill, and John and I talked about this, about their grist bill and all that's in it there, we thought that with that grist bill, how do you let those hops shine? They figured out a way to do it. This is just straight up, again, all the different elements that you can get out of Simcoe, the pine, the grapefruit, and the dank. It's all there. That's a well done job.
Dave, was there something about the grist bill that surprised you?
Well, it's just that there's four different things in here, and it was just the caramel Vienna. Because it's lighter to begin with, right? It starts off with Golden Promise and Pilsen. The caramel Vienna, I guess it's really just for color. It doesn't add a lot of body, but it's just we've got some flavors going in there, and they're there as well. So they managed to balance the grist bill.
Yeah.
Grist bill. It didn't sound right when it came out that time. Exactly.
It's because you used to say grist mill, not
with
grist
hop
bill. Right.
Yeah, probably that's it. But
I do like that slight caramel color in there. So that was pretty cool that they put the in a West Coast. That's nice. I like that.
And remember, I was worried if they had overdone the caramel Vienna, it probably would not.
No, it would have been a little too malty if that were the case.
That's friggin' delicious.
Very nice. All right, so for my second beer, I went with a style that's near and dear to my heart that I love so much, and
barley wine this early.
I went with a 22% barley wine. No. Yeah, for my second beer, from Phase 3 in Lake Zurich, Illinois, Proper Trolleyed. It's their English dark mild.
Oh.
Right? 3.9%, and it's dark. So,
that's dark, but is it mild?
Oh my God, that's perfect. Phase 3 does amazing beer. I've gotten, and Dave, I did get this from Tavor, and guess how many of these I bought? No.
Did you only get one again? Oh, you finally learned, you jackass.
Certain styles, dark miles, alt beers, my brown ales, those I get 2 of. Anything else that bigger beers, I don't need that many bigger beers to drink by myself. Those I'll get 1 of.
Nope.
I
I always get 2 of anything check. Anything check.
This is fantastic. So,
but that as well. That's one of my favorite styles.
English dark miles. Bob, quick story. I've said this on the show before. We've actually had the brewery on the show a couple of years ago. Arrowtown Brewing in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Justin and I were out there a couple of years ago, and they make a 3.8% dark mild. So we walk in, and it's a 5-barrel brew house, but he's got like 20 beers on the tap list, and it's a huge tap room
too.
And we sit down. I'm looking at it, and I'm like, boom, 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 dark mild. I'll have a dark mild first. My first beer. Just had a few. She had a flight, whatever. And I had a dark mild. I finish it, and the bartender comes over. He says, "What do you want next?" I go, "I'll have a dark mild." And then my third beer, I'll have a dark mild. I had 5 dark milds while I was sitting there. But what was great about it is he knew I was just going to keep drinking a dark mild. He wanted me to taste every other beer. So he kept pouring me every other beer. Taste this. And we had him on the show. It was fantastic. But
it's like doing a flight paddle and making all the 4 beers the same, right?
And same, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But it was so good. But this is really good. This is a very, very good dark mild. Anyway, about that.
Now we're talking styles here, Bob. What is your? How do you decide what styles you brew? Is it to what the demand is? Is it what you like? Do you have a niche?
No, it's a great question, and I know that there are a lot of breweries that have a niche, and I know that some of the really hype, trendy breweries will focus on double IPAs and pastry stouts. Milk tubes, which don't get me started on milk tubes, but anyway, don't get me started on milk tubes. But very, very honestly, because
I won't get you started on milk tubes, but your other brewery, which we'll talk about in a minute, your other location,
okay,
you can walk 100 feet and have a milk tube.
You can
at farm truck. Yeah. And I will not neither confirm nor deny that there's a photo of me up on their wall doing a milk tube. But I won't confirm nor deny it.
And
okay.
And I can confirm or deny that I occasionally make the owner of a brewery directly across the street from America's best hot dog joint do milk tubes with me every now and then.
Okay.
We'll talk about that later, but continue what you were saying.
I am surprised that 2 baseball purists have had milk tubes. I just have to tell you that. I am
honestly, every single one I've ever had was on a dare. Okay. I will tell you that.
And you lost?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. But
I may have won once or twice, but normally I lose. So
we recognized early on our demographic was varied, right? We had the 21-year-old beer heads, we had the towns.
What's your highest ABV?
We had the towns octogenarians, and we had everybody in between.
mm-hmm.
And so we made a commitment early on that we will have something for everybody. So, we will have our fair share of IPAs, both West Coast and hazy. We usually have a couple of lagers on. We always have a couple of dark beers on. We have English milds and Vienna lagers. We do seasonal beer. So we usually have 13 to 16 beers on tap, and included in there is usually a seltzer and or a sour, and then just a variety of beer. And we've just kind of recognized that our audience is very mixed. We are fortunate to be in walking downtowns, Haddonfield, Medford, and soon to be Morristown. Do you know about Morristown?
We'll talk about that in a minute. So
okay, so we're very fortunate to be in these walking downtowns, and you really do get a mix of people. And so we made a commitment early on that we would always have. What we say is we have something for everybody.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it, and you have to have the IPAs as we say. To keep
Absolutely. If we have 13 beers on tap, 6 or 7 of them will be IPAs, and they'll be split West Coast and hazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything else will be everything else. If that makes sense.
Absolutely. We got 2 comments really quick. One from a while ago and another one just now. Apologize, Brian. Brian Boak said, cheers, no beer till 8:20 for me, out of the house. Okay. So you got 50 minutes. You got 50 minutes.
You got 50 minutes. 50 minutes.
And then he also just now said, love English mild. I know you do, Brian. There you go. And we did, Dave and I did, how do you want to say it? We did, what
do we do?
We poisoned Brian into spending a lot of money on Tavour.
No. We warned him. Do not do this. If you do this, we warned him. He ignored us.
It's his own fault.
So
but in any event, I do have to ask you, Brian, did you get one of these proper trolleyed? Because they're very, very good. Not sure if you did or not. So.
I've been avoiding Tavour because I've got enough beer to drink right now. I mean, if you looked over here, this is disgusting here.
I don't have to buy beer for 2 years, and I have enough beer. I really do. That's true.
Well, you know how much I drink beer. I probably got enough beer.
No, you got more than that.
But
my point with what I was saying was I actually back in I guess it was late January, I started a crate, and I hadn't done one since August. I had not bought anything since August from Tavour, last year, obviously. He just said, I will check, but most likely, yes, he said. So there you go. But I started one in late January, literally because of proper trolleyed. I saw it, I'm like, I have to get these, so I got 2 of them. But I planned on keeping it for like 3-4 months, just adding to it here and there once and everything else. And then I was 8 beers in, and I completely forgot to extend the crate out. Like that Monday came around, I forgot to extend the crate out for another week or 2 weeks or whatever. And all of a sudden I get an email, your crate is shipped. I'm like, oh shit. I completely forgot. So,
well, not for nothing.
No, I won't go back in and do it. I specifically don't look at it because I know there's going to be a ton of beer I want to get. I don't even look at the app.
Yeah, don't.
Brian just let you know that he has one being shipped on 4/15.
I have one being shipped on 4/15. There you go.
I'm obviously really enjoying this one. How long ago did I pour
that?
This?
Yeah.
It's
well, I mean, that's not.
Damn.
I mean, that's not unbelievable for you. I mean, seriously.
No. So, Bob, this is one of my favorite questions that I ask a lot of the breweries, and I have to ask you the name.
Go for it.
Kings Road. Because there's, as far as I know of 2 Kings Roads. So I know there's the one in London, which is the fashionable one. It was, trendy during the 60s. The yeah, baby. John does.
Groovy
baby. He does them better than I do.
Charlie, my inner Mike Myers.
Was named for King. Yeah, named for King Charles III, the one that ran up through New England all the way down into Maryland, that eventually became Route 1. And I assume
Correct.
that's
Actually, I think you might be right, but I think it was King Charles II.
You might be right too, because when I see a whole bunch of lines in a row, sometimes I can't count them very well.
And it was the late 1600s into the early 1700s. I mean, the only reason I know this is obviously we got our name from the King's Road. We are on King's Highway in Haddonfield. We were kicking around different names, and we did a little research, and so you're right. King Charles II in the late 1600s had his henchmen forge a path from Boston, Massachusetts to Charleston, South Carolina. Yeah,
all the way down there.
And there were remnants of the original King's Highway throughout New Jersey, and we happen to be on it, and it's now called King's Highway. Once it was referred to as the King's Road, so
yep.
that's where our name comes from.
Mm-hmm. That's very cool. Very, very cool. I like that.
Yep. And John's got it on too. John's supporting the brand.
I don't got one. I got to come down and get
I'll send one to you, Dave.
That is so cool that I love it when a brewery finds something historical to tie into where they are, and it hasn't been taken yet. So that's always cool too. Right. We've had a bunch of that on the show. So I always like to ask it because there's always a good story behind it. Sometimes it is just because no one's taken it yet. But the fact that you did the research and came up with that.
We have a table. It's one of the larger tables in the brewery at the front of the brewery. It's called the buttonwood table. And it was made out of a buttonwood tree. Now, buttonwood tree, I believe, is a historical name for what we now call sycamore. Mm-hmm. But it was a tree. It was a tree that lined the King's Road back in colonial times. The story is that George Washington's soldiers marched the British out of Philadelphia, and down in front of this tree, the Sisters of the American Revolution hung a plaque on the tree. Mm-hmm. And in my time in Haddonfield, that plaque was eventually, like 100 feet in the air. I mean, the plaque grew with the tree. And in 2020-ish, the town had to take the tree down because it was rotting from the inside out. And I asked the public works people what they were going to do with the tree, and they said they were going to grind it into mulch. And I said I would like some branches of that tree. So we have a live edge table that's made from the 300-year-old buttonwood tree sitting at the front of the brewery.
What do they do with the plaque?
So
Actually, I don't know where the plaque is, but a gentleman in town by the name of David Hunter organized a bunch of other artists to get pieces of the wood, and they've turned it into pipes and pens. And John Giannotti, who's a fairly famous artist and sculptor, did a painting of the buttonwood tree. This is really cool. The tree itself in the painting isn't painted. He took pieces of the actual bark and embedded them into the paint of the tree.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is so cool.
So the tree had quite a history, and no one thought that it should be subject to the mulch pile. So we wound up using it for a lot of meaningful things. But there's a table at the front of the brewery here in Haddonfield, the buttonwood table. Yeah, the
buttonwood table.
Just speaking about this brew. Yeah, I just
did a little research on it. So the sycamore is actually a button ball.
Button ball. Okay.
So the buttonwood, let's try not to channel our inner
botanist.
Middle schooler, because its scientific name is Conocarpus erectus.
Fair enough.
But that is,
of course,
it is the button mangrove. So I have a feeling that button ball was probably more of what it was, but everyone probably just called it the buttonwood because we tend to do stuff like that. because the button ball
Okay.
is the sycamore, and the sycamore is a larger tree where the buttonwood mangrove is a bush.
Okay.
So we're probably talking
We
about
probably
the button
are.
ball, but they probably just
And I think we should get off of this topic right now because the scientific name and what you said it was. Let's just leave it alone. Move
yeah, we're
on.
gonna leave that. We're gonna leave that right there. I won't bring it up again.
I see what you did there. I'm sorry. I'm
At least
sorry
not
about
tonight.
that. Well, drink a little more and you'll be okay with that. So.
Do you see the message from Chuck?
Oh yes.
Have a feeling he's been waiting to say erectus for about a half an hour.
Well,
100%.
No, it was only 2 minutes.
I wasn't going to say anything, but he actually said erectus and bush in the same sentence. So
That's why I said.
just saying.
Leave it alone.
I'm just gonna leave
Move
this.
on.
Gonna leave this right there.
That'll
Chuck
be
knows
your
me too well.
Inner middle schooler. I'm 100%. Dave, you were right on that note. Anyway, cheers. All of that.
Like
Exactly.
we never do
Cheers.
this on that show.
I've moved on to
Oof,
number
I'm trying to
3.
figure-
How about you
Go
guys?
for it.
I'm trying to open number 3, and I forgot to bring a.
So this is a West
Hold on,
Coast
I got
IPA.
one right here, so you can have mine.
So this is a West Coast IPA
Here.
right here. It's called Not Dead Yet.
Oh,
Okay.
And the reason we call it that is we brought this out when everyone was jumping on the haze craze.
Mm-hmm.
And we were kind of making a statement that West Coast IPAs are not
Right,
dead
yet.
yet.
Mhm.
Yep.
I believe I've had that. I think I had the other one too.
And you see, as Dave was pointing out earlier, there's a little bit of a caramel color. So we use mostly Gambrinus Pilsner malt, but then we add some Maris Otter,
Okay.
and some pale malt to get some of that caramel color and the more roasted taste.
Very nice. Very nice. I'm just checking the weird beers I've had here. Oh, I see.
yeah. I thought you were making a Monty Python reference at first, but
Very
not
nice.
dead yet. I feel
There you
happy.
I just went to Kings Road on Untapped. You won 3 silver and 6 bronze.
Was that
Very
this year or
nice.
last? Was that this year?
Well, 2024. This year,
Okay.
but for 2024.
Right. Yeah, and
kudos.
I can't even tell you what the beers are.
I can.
Well, John's right there. He can.
We got some award. I can't tell you what they are.
Oh no, there you go. I got it.
Last year, I can tell you, I think we won fewer awards, but they were higher placed. We won a lot of first, seconds, and thirds, I think, last year.
Nice.
But it's all good.
It's all good. No, it's all good.
It's all good.
I love what Untapped is doing because it's definitely marketing that you can use, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's very nice. Very
Yep.
cool. Of you.
I will say, and maybe I shouldn't. Well, you guys are on.
How about it?
Yeah.
You guys are on Untapped, right?
Of course.
And
Yeah.
I'll give you an example of one of the
I know where you're going, and I agree with you without even hearing what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
First of all, if you produce a professional beer, I don't care what brewery you are, you start at 3, right? Because that's an average rating. It's
Average.
it's like getting a C in school, right? If you do everything that you're supposed to do, you start at 3 and you go up from there. I had a woman one time rate one of our IPAs a 1 star, and her comment was, "I don't much like IPAs."
Right.
So in my head, I'm thinking, so it was right on point, right? It was exactly what it should have been. So it gets a little too subjective sometimes, and I don't think people realize that can really impact a small business. But
Sure.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, and I agree 100%. I've said this a million times on the show, at least.
At least.
Yeah, somebody says, "This is the best IPA I've ever had." I don't like IPAs. 0.25.
Yeah, right.
Here's an idea.
Well, the one
Don't
thing.
put a rating. Just say it.
Well, here's the thing, and just playing devil's advocate here, a lot of people don't make that connection that it does impact the brewery. They're using the app as a way to track their likes, their dislikes, and what they want to go back to.
So
what
if
they
that's
don't
the
want
case,
to go back
put
to.
now if you are,
But they don't. I'm just saying. I get your point, but they don't
I get it.
understand
Yeah,
your point. They don't
if you're
understand.
if
They
the
don't
beer really
understand.
deserves it, for whatever reason, in their mind, even if it's their mind, it's their palate, whatever, right? But if it's something specific, like they don't like that style, whatever the style is, don't rate the beer. Put the rating in your comment.
But they don't understand
Right.
what the impact is. They're doing
the
it
best
only
was
for themselves.
the best was rating a beer. You go through, you look at a rating of a beer, and it's somebody gives it a 1. Doesn't say they don't like the style, but gives it a 1. All right, but then just for shits and giggles, you go to their profile. They've given 3 5s. What have they given 3 5s to? Stella, Miller, and Miller Lite. That's what they've given 3 5s to.
That's their palate.
Yeah, whatever.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, it's a good tool, but when used
what's one of the first things I told you, John, when you open a brewery?
Don't.
The first thing you should do is, there's that. The second thing I told you is pay no attention to Untapped.
I know.
Pay
By the
no
way,
attention to
Chuck
it.
said nice. I'm assuming it was for the awards, the Untapped awards that you.
I think it was to the.
Oh no! I think
it was to the Erectus Bush comment, if I'm not mistaken.
It was.
Sorry,
it came in right after that. It's about.
John
I was being nice.
Right.
I was
just
being nice.
beer through his nose, but okay.
He snarfed. That's a word. That's a word that's not used much
Snarf.
anymore.
Yeah,
Snarf.
exactly. All right. So look, let's.
I snarfed pizza once, by the way.
All right.
I'm just saying.
So Bob, you moved on. Dave, what's your? You opened it finally. What's your third beer? And then we'll talk.
Well, I figured after a couple of IPAs, I needed something a little dark, a little creamy.
Chuck said, yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
He goes,
so
yes,
I need something dark,
yes, it
something
was.
creamy.
But also, congrats.
Yes. So I figured I was going to go hop, but I needed something to wash it out a little bit because it would really clash with my toothpaste later because I use cinnamon toothpaste.
Dave, toothpaste is way overrated. So I went with, way overrated.
Special double cream stout, sweet stout from Bell's. I've had this before. I really do enjoy this beer. What I like about it, it's got that creaminess. There's got to be a little bit of lactose in there because there's that sweetness. They even say it's a sweet stout, which indicates there is lactose. But they've used so many roasty, bitter malts in it that just that coffee note and that come together. It's like almost like an affogato in that sense, without too much vanilla though. So I guess it's more like a cafe con leche. It's just a yummy beer, and this is like the perfect thing to counter a couple of IPAs.
Dave, you're drinking the Bell's right now, and I forget which one of you asked me, about the craft beer that kind of was a milestone.
John did.
And we talked about the early drinking, but then I talked about Dogfish at 60 Minute. I failed to mention Bell's Two Hearted because that was another one that
beautiful beer.
You drank it and you were like, okay, this is the IPA that kind of
Well, and also in your area was readily available. Nugget Nectar had to be in there.
So. You know what? Yeah.
It had to be.
Talking about Bell's, and I got one story. I was at Bell's once in Kalamazoo, sitting in the tap room just over there,
and that's closed.
And we were there, and there was probably a dozen of us at the bar that particular day. And almost everybody, now I had a bunch of beers that day, but almost everybody had ordered, because I asked, had ordered a Two Hearted. With all of the beers, I mean, they had 20-something beers on tap. Still ordered a Two Hearted. But anyway, so it was fantastic. But yeah, that's another thing, Nugget Nectar. That's a fantastic beer too. But moving on. All right, so we got these up. Let's go back here. Shut Dave's off. My third beer. I just poured it here. It's from Hop Butcher for the World, from Chicago, but it's not an IPA. It is a brown ale, Cooper's Brown.
Oh.
But you don't like
Me?
browns.
Yeah, no, I don't like browns at all. You're right. Horrible.
Not at all.
I can't stand them. There you go. And it is brown. There you go. So it's very nice. So it's fantastic. Anyway, so I threw that up there. All right. So let's get to some serious discussion here. You opened that. When did you open Medford? What was the impetus to open a second location, and then when did you open it?
Well, so
what were you thinking?
Well, what was I thinking, and what was I thinking because it was during COVID, right?
Right.
We were getting a lot of requests from our Haddonfield location about distribution. People wanted to have us on tap. People wanted to have us in cans, and we couldn't make enough beer in Haddonfield other than to satisfy the tasting room. Right. So we were actually looking for an off-site production facility to bolster our production
for distribution.
And in the process of trying to find a production facility, we got this opportunity. Actually, earlier in the show, I mentioned how I called this developer by the name of Tristan, who owned the building out back, sure. And we rented it for the beer garden, and we've since purchased it. Tristan was now developing in Medford, and he called one day and said, "Hey, I'm developing a property in Medford. Would you be interested?" And we were, as I just mentioned, we were actively looking to add more production space somewhere. So we went out and looked at the feed mill in Medford, and it's called the feed mill because it used to be Kirby's grain mill for like 100 years. It provided
really cool. It's a really cool location with everything that's in.
It's a really cool location, and we went out and looked at it, and there were a lot of things we liked about it. There was room for, another tenant or two because it's maybe 12,000 square feet in total. In hindsight, I probably could have used half, if not all of it, but we were tiptoeing up to the edge, and it was during COVID. But anyway, so we were actively looking to expand our production, and Tristan called at just the right time. We looked at his space, and his vision was to create this symbiotic complex, right? To have businesses that did not compete with each other, but supplemented each other. So he bought this property, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 businesses kind of surrounding the parking lot. And think of the parking lot as the center of the donut, right? And the five businesses now are Harvest Coffee, Roastery, and Cafe.
The coffee place is pretty cool too. Yeah.
Oh, they're great coffee. In fact, we use their coffee in our beers now, so we collaborate a lot.
No.
Harvest Coffee, Roastery, and Cafe, Whole Hog Barbecue, which we share an adjacent wall, Kings Road Brewing Company, and then across the parking lot on the other side of the donut is Pee Wee's Ice Cream and Crumb's Sandwich Joint.
Nice.
So
you never have to leave.
We have had families tell us that they come with the kid, they get ice cream, they get beer, they never have to leave. You never have to leave. You can start with
you got coffee in the morning,
breakfast and coffee at Harvest, and then make your way down.
Yeah.
I had this up before. I forgot to show it, but I was going to look for something from the barbecue place. But this is Dave. This is the front of the brewery in Haddonfield that I took a picture of. It's really cool.
That's where I am right now.
Yeah,
I'm in the back of that building in the brew house.
It's really cool. I mean,
back in the bowels. Actually, when you were coming on, I did Google, and I have on Google Images a picture very similar to that is up there, John. Complete with the bows and the thing. So
yeah, we deck it out for Christmas.
Who John is? I need more information to understand what kind of
my phone has just.
For example, you could say,
what is
interesting?
That?
I said the word Google, and my phone woke up and listened to everything we said after that, and is making suggestions.
So my one daughter's
you little spy, you're going in the water.
My one daughter's name is Alexis, So right? I don't have to finish that. You can imagine every time we say something to Alexis, Alexa turns on and starts talking to us. Now it's our damn fault.
How many things have you ordered by accident?
Oh my God.
How many things have you ordered by accident?
Now, we could change Alexa's name, but we haven't. So it still happens. But anyway, yeah.
There you go.
That's
Here's
amazing.
here's a pulled pork and
There's whole
sides. All right.
Yeah.
I do got to get there. The thing is, I think my trip
Burnt-
in a week
burnt-
is going to ruin me
burnt
for
ends
barbecue.
and,
burnt ends.
For a little bit.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, you have to get the
Burnt
burn
ends.
ends, and you have to get there early to get them. They are,
Yeah,
6
like
different
every place
sauces.
else.
I think
As it should be. But-
three.
That may be one place next door. I'm not
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, there it is.
and
Well,
the
I get
fermenters in the back in the production area.
Oh yeah, there's our brew house in Medford.
We're looking
Well,
at
no,
it right now.
This is Medford.
Live.
This
Live.
is Medford.
Oh, that's Medford. Medford.
Bob's in
Medford.
Haddonfield right now. This is Medford. So there you go.
Yes, I
Mm.
just figured that out. The I think I'm going to be after this.
Think you're going to be a long time?
Be off
Till
of,
touchdown brings me.
yeah, I'm gonna be. But I think I'm going to be burnt out on barbecue
Oh my
for a
god.
little bit.
Oh my god.
When you go to Austin, Texas, the barbecue there is going to make it so that any barbecue I have after that for about maybe 3 or 4 months is not going to stand up. So, and I plan to eat a lot of barbecue while I'm there. Those when the cows heard I'm coming, they started to be in fear.
That's funny. That's funny. So,
So
but the space in Medford's fantastic, and like Bob was saying, right on the other side of the parking lot, the sandwich place, and there's sandwich and ice cream. You said, right? Yeah.
Right.
And then on the other side, going up, there's I think there's a thrift store or something like that too. Is in that other building.
So in the building behind us, there's a place called the Shops at Medford Mill.
Mhm.
And I don't know if you've ever been to the Torpedo Factory in Alexandria, where
do they sell bats?
it's an artist co-op where like 200 artists are under one roof, and it's
No,
called
the torpedo bat.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Pinch hit pills.
Let's leave that alone. Give it 2 months, and every player will be using a torpedo.
No, the Torpedo Factory is called that because it was a torpedo factory, I think in World War II, I'm not sure. But it's just this big cavernous building, and they have about 200 or 300 different artisans. And you visit their
cool.
studios, and you can buy directly from them. So the Shops at Medford Mill is a small version of that right behind the brewery, where you just walk in and it's, I don't know, maybe 30 or 40 artists. Their studios are there, and you can buy right from them. So you truly can spend the day there.
That's cool.
You can.
Yeah.
And then
Because you got
if
breakfast,
you're
lunch,
standing,
and dinner,
you're standing,
With some
in,
entertainment.
and
you're
dessert.
standing right
and
in
dessert.
front of your Medford location. To your right is, if you're away from it, with you behind you, right?
Right.
To your right is Whole Hog. On the other side of Whole Hog is the coffee place. On
Correct.
the other side of the lot is the sandwich place.
Pee-wee's.
Right. On the other side of that building is a strip facing the main street.
Correct.
And that's where Farm Truck is.
Correct.
There.
Correct.
Where is Magnify going in? This I don't know. Where is Magnify going?
So if you continue, so as you mentioned, Farm Truck's about 100 paces from us. If you continue heading south on Main Street
towards Lower Forge,
you'll pass Farm Truck, and in about a block and a half or less is Magnify's new space.
Gotcha.
And then if you go 4 blocks down, the original brewery in Medford is Lower Forge, and they're down on the right. So Magnify, Farm Truck, and Kings Road are all on the left, and on the north side of Main Street, and then Lower Forge is all the way down on the right on the south side of Main Street. But before we opened Kings Road 2 in Haddonfield, I went down to Asheville, North Carolina, because I wanted to see how they fit all of these breweries into historic buildings and how they dealt with grain delivery in and kegs out. Mm-hmm. The only reason I bring up Asheville is, Asheville, I mean, every third storefront as you guys know, is a brewery, and they all coexist, and it. Right, and it's kind of like Jewelers Row in City. It creates critical mass and everything.
Hold on.
There we are. There we
Wait a
are.
second.
Asheville, North
This
Carolina.
is. I didn't even realize I did this.
Yeah.
This is Highwire in Asheville.
So
This is
Burial, yeah.
Burial. Oh, and poor Burial is, I believe, still struggling since the floods and the hurricane and everything.
The fort.
down
Yeah,
by
what's
the-
that?
the one down by the river, yes.
What the hell's it called? Not the one on the south. Camp something.
Camp something. Not Town Race.
Camp
It's
Doodah, yeah.
Doodah.
It's because it's down where the Frenchburg
uh,
River goes,
yeah.
right? And it's
yeah.
it's Camp. I'll think.
I can't think of it.
Yeah, but it's that burial location. The burial
It's-
location on the south slope,
Right.
is fine.
Right.
Forestry
Camp.
I know it's got.
Right.
We were all
Right.
right. Yeah.
But
I had to
you
look
know,
it
I
up.
mean, unfortunately, they're going to be struggling for a while. But I bring up Asheville because Medford having 4 breweries within a quarter mile. I don't know that there's another place in New Jersey that has that concentration.
Well, it's not. We were talking about that before. Dave said it's definitely the tightest concentration of 4
Yeah.
breweries anywhere in the state.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's
So-
fantastic.
You know, we can have our own bar crawl, and
Yeah.
and you know, we also have Braddock's there, which is a famous restaurant that has a liquor license. So between Braddock's and the
is
4
great, yeah.
breweries,
Mhm.
you can have a bar crawl on one street, and yeah.
And you're not that far.
It's-
Medford's not
it's-
that far away from other breweries as well, too. I mean,
Oh, correct.
you know,
Okay, so I foresee those people that are cycling, but there's a bartender in the middle of it, like they have in Asheville. You got to
Yeah.
get that going.
So we actually do have a lot of cyclists going through Medford. So yeah, we'll think of something. We'll think of something.
Is there a bicycle? Is there a bicycle?
There
trail
are
through
there's trails along the river.
mhm.
Yeah,
there?
there's trails along the river.
I now have. I now have another
have to do
draw to get.
They-
someone
they
to-
do-
yeah, because
They do some formal bike rides through there, and they also do a lot of 5Ks through there. And you
wait a second, formal. They like wear tuxes when they.
formal that it's organized. I should use the word organized.
Oh, organized. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was a little confused. Rather than those
Yeah.
hell.
No, you don't want
bike
them.
rides.
You don't want them. Haphazard. No, bullshit. You
Organized.
want something.
You want it
more
organized. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, it's fantastic. And then I mean, you can go up and I mean, it's probably only about 10-15 minutes south of Mount Holly. On
Oh yeah, if that I mean 10 minutes south of Mount Holly, we're 10 minutes.
which has 3 breweries, not as close as you guys are, but
Right.
between Bellbound, Village Idiot,
And
and
I used
and Stratosphere. They're all there.
And I
And-
used
and-
to work in Mount Holly at one point, and you mentioned this earlier because when you mentioned it, it brought up to mind that we drive through Moorestown all the time, and I have to stress Moorestown because up here we have
Right.
Morristown. So
Not
Morristown.
Morristown up
mentioned
near
about
Princeton.
Not
but
Moorestown, like more, not less, not less
Moorestown.
town, Moorestown.
Yeah, there's Moorestown, there's Norristown, and there's
Right.
Morristown.
Very
Yeah,
confusing.
it's-
Well,
it's
just like I'm in
it's not confusing
Belmar,
enough with the
but not down by you. I'm in Belmar.
which is Belmar.
I'm in
You're in
Belmar.
Belmar by the. Are you in Belmar by the shore?
I'm in Belmar by the shore. So one less.
Oh,
No, it's only
Not-
one L and no W.
so we're
No,
going to
no.
be there in May for the Beach House event.
Oh, you
'Cause
are.
the Beach House Brewery is
Oh.
in Belmar, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be there for that event they're doing. Whatever that's, I think it's May. Saturday, May, whatever that is. Yeah.
Whatever it is. Yeah. Let me. I'll check it out, and
Please
I live 7 blocks from Beach House. So.
Oh,
Well, if it's 4th, 11th, or 25th,
Yeah.
I'll be there. If 18th, I can't be. I've got something.
So walk up. Yeah, we.
Oh, those are the Sundays.
We
Those are the
did.
Sundays
We
anyway.
did the
Hold
one
on.
that they did in September. It was fantastic.
okay.
That's the third one they're doing. Unfortunately, the one we did with them in September, it was raining, so they didn't. We weren't up on the roof deck. We were just in the tap room. So
Okay. I've
He
only got that
mentioned
info from
that
the
to me.
third.
He mentioned
So
that the
that
last one they did. He said it was still well attended, but the rain had a big impact. But he said the one they did before that was just
The one they did before was last May, and it was fantastic.
yeah.
So, or will you
We'll
be
take
there,
over the
Bob?
parking lot
Will
next
you
to
be-
them.
I will not be there, but Kings Road will be there.
Mhm.
Our one brewer, Colin, will be there, and we have a gentleman by the name of Joe Zobel. That's kind of our events guy. He does every event.
Fair
If there's anyone that pitches the business as well, if not better than I do, it's Joe. So Joe will be
yeah.
there. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Joe's super
He's
charismatic.
he's an
Fair enough.
he's an emissary.
All right. So Dave brought up Moorestown. You brought up before. So this is number 3, correct?
This is number 3.
So let's discuss.
Okay, so it's an interesting story. Before we opened Medford, the people from there's a historic building in the middle of downtown Moorestown called the Community House, and they have this 6,000 square foot swimming pool space that it used to be a swimming pool. It used to serve as the town's YMCA. This part of the building. Anyway, they were like, what can we do with the pool is in disrepair. They looked into getting it repaired. It was cost prohibitive to get it repaired. So they thought, what could we put in this space? And some of the members of the community house reached out to us all the way back in like 20 and said, would you be willing to put in a brewery in Moorestown? Now, this is important. The community house in Moorestown is on the Kings Road. It's on Kings Highway.
Oh,
so we love the fact that it supported our name and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, the short version is that refurbishing the pool became prohibitive. And we were actually talking about this. By we, I mean Kings Road and the people from the community house. We were talking about this before Moorestown actually passed the ordinance that would allow a brewery downtown, because like Haddonfield, downtown Moorestown has been dry for 100, 200 years. I don't know. I don't know their history as well as Haddonfield's, but it's been a long time. They only recently in the last decade allowed liquor licenses to be at the Moorestown Mall, but Moorestown Mall and downtown are far enough away that one does not impact the other. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so we were trying to figure out how do we get into Moorestown, and in the interim, we opened Medford. And there was a question for a while as to whether or not we were allowed to open 3, because the previous director of the ABC had interpreted the limited brewery license in that we were limited to 2. Mm-hmm. And only recently did they come out and say that, you know, what we have is referred to as a boutique license. It's not a full plenary license. Okay. So they said that people holding a boutique brewery license or a limited brewery license can now open 3 or more. And with that revelation, it kind of put Moorestown back in the realm of possibility while keeping Haddonfield and Medford. So in the interim, what had happened was the people from the community house connected with the people from Rowan College, Burlington County. Rowan College, Burlington County is launching a brewing degree program.
Really?
Yeah. And they want to give their students hands-on experience. So,
well, they used to be. Rowan had to change their name because they were Glassboro.
So that's the big campus. So the big campus is Rowan College. That's the university. And you're right. They changed from Glassboro.
They were Glassboro, yeah. They were right.
Because the reputation was that it was just a big drunken party. And so now I find it interesting that they're.
It's funny that you say that because in campus town of Rowan in Glassboro, Axe and Arrow Brewing is in campus town.
Axe and Arrow was right on the main drag. Bone Saws is right down the street.
Bone Saws down the street, yeah.
And they used to also have Human Village and
Kelly Green.
Mm-hmm. And Kelly Green. So there were 4.
And Neck of the Woods isn't too far away from there either.
And Neck of the Woods. But Rowan College, Burlington County, is in Mount Laurel, just outside of Morristown, So they are launching a brewing degree program. It's based in science. So the first 2 semesters are all in classroom, science and chemistry, right? Makes sense. Science and chemistry. That curriculum is already online. If you go to Rowan College, Burlington County, you can find the curriculum. Students can already register for the classes. The classes start September of 25. The hands-on opportunity happens by September of 26. So we are moving to the community. I shouldn't say moving. We are opening a 3rd location in the community house of Morristown. We're no longer in the pool. That became prohibitive, but we found other space for us. We found other space for us in the community house, unused space, quite frankly. We will have a public-facing tasting room, just like the one here in Haddonfield and just like the one in Medford. We will have a lower-level production facility, and we will work hand in hand with the officials of Rowan College to give students hands-on opportunity to learn how to brew on a professional system.
So you're going to be
I'm going to be a teacher again. Remember, I was a teacher before.
Yes. I was going to just say that. It's like, wow,
circle.
You're right back to your roots. Everything's full circle. Rowan is going back to being a bunch of drunks. While
at
you're going
least
back
the other campus.
Wait a second. No. Brian Boak has started 10 minutes early.
He did.
He said 8:20.
He did say 8:20. I guess he got home. Beer o'clock, Church Street Brewery, Righteous Red, Not Tavor, got a beer of the month quarterly present. There you go.
Oh, that's always nice. That's always nice. But once again, Brian is lied to us by 10 minutes.
Kudos to him. He got home and was able to drink it 10 minutes early.
And was not pulled over.
Well,
by
this is
the
true.
police
Well,
on his
obviously he
way
wasn't drinking, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Speeding to get home 10
speeding
minutes
to
early.
get there.
I follow you.
Yeah.
I get it.
So he can drink. But you probably couldn't follow Brian
Probably
as fast
not.
as he was driving.
Anyway, all right.
So did you just open another one?
I did. I opened
I heard that.
Slim Hazy Pale Ale. It is a very juicy, very hazy pale ale with about a 1/3 less calories and a 1/3 less ABV, but it has all the juice of most of our hazy IPAs.
Very nice.
Very nice. And I like
Hey,
the character you have on there wearing the King's Road crown.
Mm-hmm.
So when we called it Slim Hazy, a lot of people said they thought of Slim Shady.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought I'd lean into that without treading on any copyright infraction.
Sure.
Trademarks. Yeah.
It's all good. Cool. All right. So you got a lot going on. And Dave, you got to get down there. You got to get to one of the locations. Actually, you need to get to both.
No.
Dave, you need to let us know when you're coming down. Please let me know when you're coming down.
I absolutely will.
When he's getting down there, I'll be with him. We'll definitely get down there.
Or get the information. Well, because the thing is, that's why I asked about the bike trails, is because when the weather gets to that point, we pull the bikes out of storage and we get out on the trails, and once we've burned some calories off, we got to put them back on. So we got to find a place, and if we got a sandwich shop, a brewery, a bunch of breweries, and
barbecue,
you can spend the day in either town that we're in, Haddonfield or Medford, and we're just surrounded. We're surrounded by a lot of great restaurants and a lot of great shops.
And in Haddonfield too, we need to mention you're not where you are in Haddonfield. You're not too far away from Oakland, which is the original location of Tonewood.
We're not far from Tonewood.
Not far from that location of Tonewood.
We're not far from the original location of Tonewood or their new location.
Or the new location in Barrington. Yeah, it's true too.
Yeah.
And then who moved into what was over in Collingswood that closed?
In Collingswood, right down Haddon Avenue from us, was Devil's Creek.
Was Devil's Creek, right?
Was Devil's Creek, and now it's the Raccoon Tap Room,
right?
Which is part of the Swedesboro Brewing.
Swedesboro Brewing has the Raccoon Tap Room.
So Swedesboro has Swedesboro,
Mhm.
They now have the Raccoon Tap Room in Collingswood,
Mhm.
and they recently purchased Third State Brewing in Burlington. So that would
They
be
did.
their.
Oh, okay.
There you go. And then which we call it, Lunacy was not too far away too, and they closed.
Lunacy was not too. Or actually, Lunacy was right down Kings Highway,
Right
down the Kings Road.
Right
You
down the
crossed
road.
over the White Horse Pike, and you were in Lunacy. Yeah,
Mhm.
I was sad to see those guys go.
That was
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
yeah. It was a neat place to hang out. It was just it was hard to explain to people what the.
I liked the
feel that-
original place. Yeah,
That's
the
what I'm
original
talking about,
place,
the
kind of
original
behind the Lowe's. You know,
Mhm.
behind the Lowe's.
Yeah, and you had to walk through to
You
get
had
to
to
the
walk through the
bathroom.
print
You had to
shop.
walk through.
You had to-
Yes,
you had to walk-
that was
but
so-
that was part of the charm.
Exactly.
Those guys, I will say, the brothers there were incredibly helpful to us when we started out. And in fact, so was Eli from Tonewood, the Abates from Devil's Creek in Collingswood, and Jay Mahoney from Third State. You know, coming from the advertising world myself, where I mean, people would kill their grandmother for $1, and I know that's I know that's a little bit of hyperbole, but it really is a dog eat dog.
No,
world.
I'm
It
with
was-
you.
It
Been there,
was
done
so-
that, saw it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was so refreshing to come into the brewing industry of New Jersey, and it really is. I don't want to call it a brotherhood because there's a lot of women in the industry too, but everyone.
It's a family.
It's a family.
Everyone helped each other. They would say, "Hey, this is a mistake I made. Don't make it." Here's, Eli from Tonewood. When we first opened Haddonfield, our ZOM meter, which measures CO2, was on delay, and we had no way of seeing how carbonated our beers were. And the piece of equipment is incredibly delicate. I mean, it's made out of glass. You can easily break it. And he was like, "Here, use this, and when you don't need it, bring it back." I mean, it's just such a supportive industry, and everyone seems to subscribe to a rising tide raises all ships mentality. And it's wonderful, and it's refreshing. And coming from the advertising world, I tell everyone I'm 40 pounds happier. So
100%. Yeah, I would say this is it's so tight knit, and I mean there's an outlier or two here and there,
yeah,
but for the most part, it's
Mhm.
one big family. And I would say this too, and it's not only one big family where everybody's for each other and everybody helps each other, and it's literally I don't care what you say, it's documented. Everybody helps each other. That's the way it is. But not only that, but it's the only industry that I can think of where you benefit from more people opening up closer to you than because the analogy I always give everybody is like, if you have a pizzeria and you're operating for 10 years and you're doing great business, and then somebody opens up across the street from you, another pizzeria. All right. I don't care if their pizza sucks, you're losing business. You might only lose a small amount, but you're still losing business. If their pizza's good, you're losing more, right? With a brewery, you want somebody to open up across the street, down the block, around the corner, and down the other way.
There's one place though where your analogy actually does fail. It's only one place, and that's Hartford, Connecticut.
That's completely different.
That's
New
different.
Haven.
It's
New Haven.
completely different, but it's the only place.
in relation
New
to
Haven,
the
New Haven,
pizzerias,
right,
Dave,
New Haven.
pizzerias
Yeah.
in Hartford.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you go to New Haven to do the pizza.
Oh, okay.
Frank Pepe's and yeah.
So,
But yeah,
that's the
but
only
it's-
place.
it has
Otherwise,
been-
it's valid.
An incredibly surprising and pleasant, and it does the spirit good to see that these people are all working together, and instead of being competitive, it's collaborative, and it's that way 9.5 out of 10, and it really it's been such a fun trip. It's been such a fun trip.
It's
And John's got a word for it.
it's
Here it
not
comes.
competition, it's co-opetition.
Here we go.
There's the word.
So,
There's the word.
anyway,
And those 0.5 that we talked about, those outliers that John said. You saw me when we were not on the show roll my eyes at
we'll
one
leave it
of
alone.
them.
There you go. So,
But it's good that they're the exception and not the rule, right?
Oh,
A
exactly.
huge
I'm not
exception
going to
out
say it on the
there.
show, but
Huge
he's
exception out there.
Right.
one of the huge exceptions.
Anyway,
So.
all right, I'm ready for top threes. What about you guys? All
Good
right.
one.
We got more to talk. We got a little more to
Okay.
talk about, but let's do our top three list.
Oh, okay.
All right. So tonight's top three list. For those of you, obviously I'll make it quick. I'll tell Bob.
Tell Bob.
The reason we do a top three list is
Get all the gas
exactly.
out before
That's
you
exactly what I was doing. The reason we do a top three list is twofold. One, when Dave and I first started the show, it was just the two of us. We did 8 shows before we had our first guest, and so when we did our top three list, it was two. We went over the repeal of prohibition. It was 1933, 3 and 3, 2 threes, 3 and 3, top three. And then the other reason is because if we did a top 5 or 10 list, it would take too long because Dave and I usually have 5 or more just for the top 3 with honorable mention.
Yeah, there's always honorable mentions.
But tonight's top 3 list, in honor of the fact that Kings Road is on, it's top 3 favorite roads to drive. Top 3 favorite roads to drive. As I said to Bob earlier today, this is our 224th show. So to do every top 3 list beer related gets a little difficult. So we mix it up a little bit. So this worked well. I like this. This was Dave's idea. So top 3 favorite roads to drive. Bob, kick us off.
Okay. So first I need to tell you, I hate driving. Driving is a necessary evil to get from point A to point B. And I just always hated driving. Mm-hmm. Had you asked me, what are my 3 least favorite roads to drive? I would have said actually the Schuylkill Expressway, the Schuylkill Expressway, and the Schuylkill Expressway. Okay, so that would have been easy.
Up here, that's the Cross Bronx.
So
or the Parkway between exit 135 and 153.
Actually, the Garden State Parkway from where John gets on and anywhere he wants to go. Apparently,
that too.
But I thought about this, and I thought about where are the places where I've actually enjoyed the trip, and I have some good answers. I think one of them is Pacific Coast Highway. I have visited California a lot, and as much as you might hate driving, there's something about the Pacific Coast Highway. It's kind of therapeutic, almost cathartic. Mm-hmm. You know, if you have a convertible, you put the top down or you at least open the windows. You've got the surf on one side and you've got the mountains on the other. And it's one of the places where I actually really enjoy driving. So I'm going from the bottom to the top. So that's number 3.
Well,
number 2 is the road to Hana in Maui. And I don't know if you've ever... Oh my goodness. So the road to Hana is about 60 or 70, maybe 65 miles long. It connects Kahului, Maui to Hana. You drive through white sand beaches, black sand beaches, places where there are these volcano tubes. And if you take the time to pull your car over, you can climb through these volcano tubes. And what's amazing is when you get to the end of Hana, there are all these food trucks. It was some of the best eating I had. It was,
of course,
but it takes hours. It takes hours to do it. Some of the road is straight. Some of the road is near the sea. The most precarious ones were these switchback hairpins going through the mountain.
Oh, I love those.
And what's funny is you can always tell the locals that are driving because they still do those at 60 miles an hour, you know, and it's one lane in both directions. But the road to Hana, if you ever get to Maui, I would recommend that to everyone.
I'll have to put that.
And then because I am a shameless brand promoter, my favorite road to travel is the Kings Highway. And I will tell you, there's a lot of history on Kings Road. And you know, we were talking earlier about King Charles II, and it connects Boston to Charleston, South Carolina. At one point, we looked at how many dry towns, because, you know, we opened in Haddonfield, and now we're about to open in Morristown, 2 dry towns. we actually looked at how many dry towns are on the original Kings Highway throughout New Jersey, and there are I think it was like 13 towns that are currently dry that are along or close enough to Kings Highway, and we actually thought, well, maybe that's our thing, right? We go in and we open up in dry towns along Kings Highway. But anyway, so they're my 3 roads: Pacific Coast Highway, the road to Hana in Maui, and Kings Highway.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, man, you nailed the assignment.
I like that.
That's great. John, before I go, Jeff has a comment.
All right, let me throw that up there. He did that. Wait a minute. Yeah. I missed Brian's before. Jeff Moriello from Double Tap Brewing. Love the shirt, Dave. Thanks for the support.
Yeah, this is their beer lab. I did not get there early enough to be able to join 2025. Unfortunately, I'm quite sad about that. I will definitely be there for 2026 to get into the beer lab. So I will be there for that. Double Tap's.
Did you see Brian's comment about Queens Road?
Here, I'll put it up there right now.
You had it up there, and you just took it off.
I grew up on Queens Road that connected Kings Highway to New City, New York. There you go.
It's very cool.
There it is.
Maybe we'll see you up there, Brian, one of these days.
I just never knew that Brian grew up. So that's a surprise right there for me. So that's good. It's good to hear that. Okay, so my top 3, I've got to give an honorable mention because one of my favorite places in this whole country is the Adirondacks. I used to go up there on a yearly basis with my friends, and there's this drive that you start off in Lake Placid, you go through Saranac, you come down through. Now I'm going to forget all the damn names. You come down through Tupper Lake into Long Lake. Long Lake is such a cool little place. The town of it as well. And then you're going to come down to Blue Mountain Lake. Blue Mountain Lake. Strong Rope has a tap room open there. Yeah, and they open it there only because the owner of Strong Rope wanted to give his retired father something to do because he retired up into the Adirondacks. So that's such a cool story. It's open seasonally, and it's right by the Adirondack Museum. So the Great Museum of the Adirondacks, I think they call it, something like that. But that drive is just so scenic. It's so beautiful. I just love being up there. So that's my honorable mention. My number 3 is in which one did I name the 3? Oh, it's in Utah. Route 12 in Utah. Route 12 in Utah starts in Torrey. And one thing I love about Torrey is they have a disc golf course in Torrey, and they call it the Torrey Pines Golf Course, a disc golf course. They're just playing around with the PGA right there. And it goes to Panguitch, which I assume is just a sandwich that you grill in a pan. I don't know. But what it does, it skirts it skirts a couple of state parks, as a matter of fact. It skirts Capitol Reef and it skirts Bryce. So you can jump right off it and go into either one of those national parks. It goes through Grand Staircase Escalante National Monument as well. It goes through the Henry Mountains. Its highest elevation is 9,600. So you start pretty low. You could be in almost desert heat and wind up in snow on this road. It is just absolutely beautiful. I love this road. So that's my number 3.
What's your number 2?
My number 2 is Latigo Canyon Drive in Malibu. I had the opportunity to get out into that area at one point to open up a store for a company I worked for. And so I pulled out one of those. Remember those paper maps? Those things that were unfolded and you could never fold them back? Mm-hmm. Remember those things? So I unfolded it and I had it out on one of the case lines of the store we were opening. And someone goes, "Well, what are you doing?" I said, "I've got a rental. And I really like to drive dangerous roads. And I'm just looking for the squiggliest damn canyon road I can find. And I found Latigo Canyon Drive. And I actually took a video. I'm driving it with one hand in an Impala, a rental Impala, because I've got my camera on the dashboard recording the whole thing. Most people who watch it get motion sick, who watch this video. And it wasn't until I watched it the second time where I realized that Magic Man from Heart is playing in the background. It's like, that makes it even cooler. But the best part about it is when I decided, okay, I'm done. Let me take the camera down. I put the camera on the passenger seat. I look up, and the right lane, the lane that I was in, had been washed out by a mudslide. So I had to avoid that. That's not on camera.
Wow.
But yeah, that was a fun drive. Oh my God, I had so much fun. You can hear the tires squealing as I am sliding the car around the bends on this. But that was nothing compared to this one, and I can never remember how to pronounce it.
Dave and John, I'm sorry to interrupt. Can I take a quick restroom break and come
Go
back?
for it.
Okay.
Go for it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's Passo San Bardo.
Passo
in
San
Italy.
Bardo.
Passo San Bardo. It's in the Dolomites, the Italian Alps, and it goes from two cities that begin with a T. It goes from Trichiana,
Trenton to no.
And I know, but I don't know which one's up top, which not. But we came from the top, and Carrie's in the back seat. My son, who was stationed in Italy at the time, was in the passenger seat, and because it's only one way, you have to sit there at a red light for the longest time to make sure that all the cars that are coming up have cleared. Then the light turns green and you go. Now, at the time, my rental was a Fiat 500X 6-speed manual. And so I let the car in front of me get quite a bit of a lead so I can go down this, because it is a switchback and a half, but all of the hairpin turns on the switchbacks are in tunnels. And Carrie at one point looks at Nicholas and goes, "What does your father's face look like right now?" He's like, "Oh, he's grinning ear to ear. He's enjoying every second of this." That road was so much fun to drive, and I'm just happy I didn't kill us all, because I wouldn't be here to tell the story. But yeah, if you get a chance, look it up, and you will see how.
What was that?
I don't know. Bob, are you okay?
The door.
Okay?
It was the barn doors to the brewery. But I'm good for another 3 hours.
Okay.
So, we're good.
No, you're good now. You've cameled out. But yeah, Passo de Garda. If you look at, did I say it right? Passo San Bardo. If you look that up and look what that road looks like, many people are just going to look at it and go, "Oh fuck no." And then when you look at it again and realize that they have bike races up this thing, it's just. And I was telling John, it's all these switchbacks and hairpin turns. The hairpin turns are in tunnels. They're in tunnels.
Lovely.
So you're outside, tunnel and turn.
Oh, that's got to be freaky.
Oh, I loved every second.
Sure you did.
It was so much fun. I had a 6-speed, and I am just. I mean, I'm surprised that I didn't get more ripped in my right arm from that particular road alone. It was amazing. So much.
How hard was it going from the darkness of the tunnel to the bright sun? I mean, your eyes adjusting on these narrow roads.
Well, you can always do what the Pirates do and just cover one eye. But I was a manual, so I had needed both hands, one on the steering wheel, one on that. But yeah, it was. Luckily, it was a little overcast that day, so it wasn't super bright, so you didn't get blinded coming out of it. And I'm pretty certain the shit-eating grin on my face probably squinted my eyes enough that I had so much fun on that road. That was amazing. And we came upon it completely by accident. We were up in Belluno, had a great meal in Belluno, and we're coming back down to where we were in Pordenone, and this is apparently the quickest way. And it was fortuitous for me. Maybe not for everybody else in the car.
But you had a good time.
Oh God, that was so much fun. Johnny,
all right. 1 second. Just adding one thing here. That's just typing all of your information because we do post these. So I didn't type everything you said. I don't take dictation. So I was a stenographer. I pulled out my stenographer keyboard and I typed it up. Okay.
And you missed Brian's comment to something I mentioned about him growing up.
He
or his
said,
lack
"You said he
thereof.
never grew up." He said, I will never grow up completely. I got to age 10 and I figured that's old enough." He said, "There you go."
Well, but the good thing is biologically he can still buy alcohol.
This is true. This is true. So
Yeah.
that's a
So
very good
that's a
thing.
good thing to be. 10 years.
Totally.
Yeah, 10 years old emotionally and old enough to buy alcohol. That's a damn good
Right,
combination right there.
So all right. He goes up. I'll just throw it up there now. He says second beer he's having is Hopium IPA from Foothills Brewing.
Not a bad beer. And if you ever get that, it's a great freaking
Foothills
tap
is
room
cool.
to sit in and drink. Get the pimento cheeseburger.
Very nice.
The pimento cheese. Oh, it's a thing.
All right.
So good.
So I had one honorable mention, and I had something I want to say after I'm done, but I wound up having two, and I changed something because Bob took one of my three. So I moved it to an honorable mention and added another one in. So the one he took was Pacific Coast Highway. PCH.
Okay.
I drove that thing, and I got to tell you, I loved it. Like you said, driving south, because I drove it from Frisco down to LA.
Yeah.
And so on the right-hand side, you got the ocean. On the left-hand side, you got the mountains. But there are places on the Pacific Coast Highway, or at least when I drove it, I'm going back to 85, that
when they're still doing
were
the
no
PCH
guardrails,
shirts?
and I can drive off this thing to my death. Just got to be careful what you're doing. But I was.
Did you?
3 times, yes.
So I got to use the line from was it Hangover? But did you die?
So anyway, but yeah, no. It's it's a little a little apprehensive at points, but it was such a. It's just,
there's times where your balls.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely
yeah.
But it's a beautiful drive. It's absolutely beautiful. Loved it. Loved every minute of it. But my other honorable mention is Route 12 in New York State. It goes from Binghamton to Utica, and I used to go up to Utica a bunch to visit a friend of mine. And a few times I would drive from Jersey. I would drive from North Jersey out 80, up 380, up 81 into Binghamton, and I'd take Route 12 in New York up to Utica. Now, that was I think it was probably 87. I was driving up there, and I had in my car I had a Volkswagen Jetta at the time, and the speedometer actually went up to 120. So you're driving on Route 12, and there's a few sections where it's nothing but flat farmland on either side of you. No. And cows. But no streets, no nothing. I mean, you could see miles in front of you. And I'm driving, and there's nobody coming at me. There's nobody behind me. I'm like, screw it. I'm opening it up. Boom. And I was the 5-speed too. Boom. In 5th gear, and the speedometer's pinned at 120. So I could have been going faster. I don't know, but it was pinned at 120. So I'm flying. All of a sudden, and it's straight too. There's no curves or anything. So there's a sign that says 1 mile to city limits, speed limit 25 miles an hour. So start downshifting, boom, slow down. I got down to 25 just as the speed limit changed to 25. You know what it's like to drive 25 miles an hour after you're driving 120 miles an hour?
It's when you get that adrenaline rush for doing something like that. Because I remember trying to drive home after doing skydiving. I could not keep the car below 100 miles per hour. I had to pull over to try to drain some of the adrenaline out first. Yeah, before you can actually drive anywhere close to the speed limit.
All right, so I added another Vermont road in here, so I'm going to do that right now. So my number 3, this was added in place of PCH.
Listen, I just want to mention that's 2 Route 12s we have on the list now.
Oh, you're Utah.
One in Utah, one in Utah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Route 4 in Vermont, from Rutland to Killington. I used to ski in Killington all the time, and that was my favorite part of the trip. And loved the Northway, going up, cutting across. So it's Route 4. You could take it over from like basically Lake George and Glens Falls in that area. You take it over, but the trip on Route 4 from Rutland to Killington, it's just beautiful. And then you get on Route 100 to take that into Killington. It was just a gorgeous drive. My number 2 is Route 29 in Wisconsin. Goes from Eau Claire to Green Bay. I just love that. The scenery you get. I mean, it's just you're in the upper Midwest, right? And just the trees. It's just beautiful. And then you come out in Green Bay, right? And my number 1 is Route 2. And for a part of the trip, it's Route 2 and Route 89. It's one road, right? But it's Route 2 from Burlington through Montpelier to Littleton, New Hampshire. That drive going from Burlington over to Littleton is nothing like it. I could drive back and forth on that all the time. It's fantastic. So those are mine. And one I just wanted to say, and I mentioned it the day before, I was going to bring it up. I've never driven it, but I'll see if and Dave took a while to figure it out. I had to tell him the road to Dushanbe.
Don't know it.
Don't know it? You ever see Spies Like Us?
Yes.
But it's ages ago that I saw
that was the road they took when they went into Russia, when they actually got there, and it was all snowy and everything else, and they went it was the road to Dushanbe. So like that before, and it's
sunny.
So.
John, you talked about all those Vermont roads going by the ski resorts, and you talked about when it's all snowy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the road? So my wife and I were fairly avid skiers before we had our kids, right? And we've gone skiing with them, but not as frequent as
because you can't afford it anymore.
But we used to alternate a big Vermont trip every year, and it was either be Stowe, Killington, or Smuggler's Notch, right? And the one year we were in Smuggler's Notch, and we took a day trip to Montreal. And I don't know what that road is that goes straight up from Smuggler's Notch into Montreal. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, I know it, but I can't think of it. I know what you're talking about, though. I know the road.
So we're in Montreal, and Montreal is a beautiful city. Beautiful city.
Oh yes.
And that area gets hit with a snowstorm. And we cut our time in Montreal short so we can drive home. And as you're driving home, you're driving south, you got the Great Lake on your right, and there's no guardrail, and you're just
Champlain.
Is it Champlain? Is it Champlain?
Champlain,
Right.
Yep.
And I have never been.
That's Route
7,
7, by the way.
I have never been more afraid in my life. It was we're traveling now. It's about 10 p.m. at night. There's no lights on the road.
Mm-hmm.
There's enough snow that you cannot tell the lake from the berm, from the highway to the grass on the other side.
Yep.
And my only hope was following the truck lights in front of me.
Right.
And I remember jokingly saying to my wife, but only half joking, if he goes off the road, we're going off the road, because I'm just
off the road. Yeah.
I'm just following his lights. But I don't know how long the worst stretch was. It probably was, I don't know, maybe 30 miles, and it seemed like a lifetime. And I mean, it was a complete whiteout, and we just felt like it's only going to get worse. So just kind of push ahead. But oh my God, I was white knuckled the whole way, following two little red lights on the back of whatever truck had passed us.
Right.
Oh, it was awful. It was awful.
I remember I went up to Montreal during a snowstorm on the Northway with my friend, and I was in a Pontiac Sunbird.
Love it.
So great.
Fantastic in the snow.
Amazing in the snow.
They get that's back in the day when you had the all-weather tires, because they were the regular tires, but they had the little,
right,
just pieces of rubber coming out of the tire. All weather.
Yeah, little knobs.
And you needed the chains, right? You needed the chains.
Chains on it.
Yeah, but I had no chains. Everything moving on the Northway was either a 4x4, a plow, or me. That was the only things. My friend once asked me during that trip, how do you know where the road is? I'm like, snow berm. I'm just staying between them. I'm just trusting the berms. It was so damn cold that we could either warm ourselves or keep the windshield clear.
Right.
And we knew we're coming up to customs, But my friend, for some reason, in the ice on the window, because the ice was forming inside the car at this point, he writes in on the window, I don't know why, I am a fart truck.
Of course.
As friends will do.
And I'm like, as they will do. And so I'm like, you had better make sure that window is clear by the time we get to customs.
Actually, they probably would have laughed.
They probably would have, because you're going into Canada, it's the Canadians on the way back.
Different story. Yeah.
Because you can go like, do you have anything to declare? Yeah, war. And they laugh at you and you'll just get out of here. Oh, what do you have? Do you have anything to declare? Anything in the trunk? Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of beer and vodka in the trunk. Yeah, cool. Go. And we did. That's what we told them. They're like, how much? I'm like, we got 2 handles of vodka and we got 3 cases of beer. I'm like, yeah, I think that's good. Go ahead.
But I two quick things really quick on driving, whatever. But you're talking about, Bob, you're talking about driving with the lights, following the lights. I was driving to Columbus, Ohio, long time, it's back in the 80s. And I'm going out and I get driving out 76 in Pennsylvania by Pittsburgh, kind of curves up and goes up through Pittsburgh and goes up to Cleveland. But you get on.
It's my turn. It's my turn. My turn.
You get on Route 70 just south of Pittsburgh, and you take that at the Columbus. So we got off 76, got on 70, and you go through like this underpass, and it was a storm coming up, and go through the toll, go through the underpass, and I saw it on the other side of the underpass. It wasn't even raining yet, but we saw the lightning, the storm coming up. This is in like May or June. And we get at the other side, and it's a torrential rain. I mean, I was literally driving 5 miles an hour, and I had my windshield wipers on full blast. Boom, boom.
And it wasn't keeping up.
And I couldn't see shit. All I did was for probably at least 20, 25 minutes, I was just following 2 red lights on a truck in front of me. That was it. That's all I could do. I mean, and they were blurry, rain-soaked red lights. I kept them at a distance. If they started getting bigger, I slowed down. You know?
And
that was it.
And you just pray that they know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing, right? Exactly. Because if I can't see, I don't care how big his truck is. If I can't see, how can he? Like how fast are his windshield wipers that he's actually going to see in this rain, right? And about
Dave, that was way too fast.
Yeah, it was.
It was
Okay.
There is a Tom Hanks level 1 coming up.
There you go. Or
you know what I'm talking about.
or Ogre from
Shrek.
There's that one, but I have actually
from
Revenge of the Nerds.
Ogre.
Ogre, yeah, that
Ogre.
Yeah.
The first Ogre. No, I actually once timed Tom Hanks's pee in League of Their Own, and that's the benchmark for me. I would have embarrassed him many a morning after a bench.
The other one I wanted to tell really quick, and this will bring us out of this conversation, was obviously you're from South Jersey. I'm assuming we talked about baseball. I'm just assuming you're a Philadelphia fan.
My whole life, all
Phillies, Eagles, so forth and so on. Right. Okay.
Union, Flyers, all 5 teams.
All right. So Dave and I are both Giants fans. Sorry. All right, but
no. I'm
not saying sorry to you. We're sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry.
For ourselves, we're embarrassed.
By the way, you're welcome.
And congratulations on the Super Bowl. And you're welcome for what we gave you.
I went to sorry to interrupt, John, but I went to opening day of the Phillies game. My friend and neighbor Michael. We have not missed an opening day in Citizens Bank Park since they opened that stadium. So it's a tradition that we have.
Nice.
But the really cool thing was Brandon Graham of the Eagles, the now retired defensive end, and Saquon Barkley came out with the Super Bowl trophy on opening day on the home opener of the Phillies, and they both threw out the ceremonial first pitch. Nice. The place went crazy. The place went absolutely crazy.
They should have.
Well, just so you're aware.
So
anyway, I didn't want to interrupt your Giants.
No, it's fine. It's fine. And I was going to say, Dave,
but Phillies and Mets are now tied for. But Phillies have the edge because they've got less losses.
Well, there you go.
But we've got the
same record. But I just wanted to say the which Dave may mention before. Jersey Johnny. It's not just New Jersey, but I collect jerseys. So I have way too many jerseys. I spent way too much money on jerseys. But
and he lost a
I
shit
did, yeah.
ton of
But
them.
I have I don't. There's only one NFL team that I don't have jerseys for, and
it's the one that I like.
They
to
have a
say
1-star
has
rating.
1-star rating.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Fair enough. But yeah, at the Super Bowl, I was rooting for the Phillies. I was rooting for Philly.
We hate
I was
the
rooting for the
same
Eagles.
team, right?
Eagles. I was rooting for the Eagles.
Wait, it's the same. Yeah, I was wearing a Deshaun Jackson jersey at the during the Super Bowl. So, but anyway, so my point in this story, though, so I'm going back to '87. I'm up in Syracuse now. I had a season ticket for a long time, from the '80s up through the 2000s for Giants games. Through my firehouse, I was a volunteer fireman, and I had tickets for the Giants Redskins NFC Championship game in January of '87 when the Giants won and went to Super Bowl 21. I had to go to Syracuse that weekend, but I had to be up there on Saturday. So I was gonna leave Saturday night, but I got tied up. I'm like, I'm not driving home at 1 a.m. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna wake up at 7. We get 6 hours sleep. Wake up at 7, drive home. It was a 3:30 game. I can wake up at 7, drive home, and be home in time to go to the game. There was such a lake effect snowstorm. I left at 7:30. At 3:30 when the game started, I was a half an hour south of Syracuse on Route 81. So I literally I put the game on. I listened to it on the radio. Turned around, went back to Syracuse. I showed back up at my buddy's house that I was staying at in Syracuse. I showed back up at like 10 o'clock at night. I left at 7:30 in the morning, drove no further than a half hour, 45 minutes south.
And never got to the game.
Never got to the game and went back to Syracuse and left on Monday morning, went home.
But Bob mentioned earlier.
So I didn't go to the game.
But Bob mentioned earlier the strategy is you follow those two lights in front of you. I did this through Detroit. I was through a tornado condition.
You know how much coffee I would have needed if I left at 1 a.m. to drive home, to drive the 4 hours home. It would have not been a good scene. There might have been another reason why I didn't make the game the next day. Let's put it that way.
So it's not just the weather.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, you get yourself behind one of those trucks, especially the ones that are very well lit up. So you've got like 8 lights in front of you.
It wasn't that I couldn't see. Because it was dark. It was I couldn't see because my eyes were closed. That's what it would have been.
That is really kind of a bad way to drive, John.
Yeah, it's difficult.
It's not recommended.
I'm pretty certain that might be covered in the drive. No, I don't think they covered the driver's manual. I think it's just.
I think it's a foregone conclusion.
It's just common sense. You should probably drive with your eyes open.
You mentioned that you're both Giants fans, and I grew up in the just outside of Philadelphia. I mean, in Jersey, but we've been rooting for Philadelphia our whole life. Have you ever seen the movie with Patton Oswalt, Big Fan?
No.
It
says I did.
Oh, you have to see. I think it's big. I think it's called Big Fan. Big Fan, and he is a diehard Eagles fan, and he gets into Dave, are you looking it up? Make sure it's Big Fan.
It's called Big Fan, and
Patton Oswalt.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, the cover of the DVD looks like he's doing Braveheart.
Right, because he's got half green and half silver or whatever.
Half blue, half red, actually.
So actually, Patton Oswalt. I'm trying to think. Was he the Eagles fan or the Giants fan? I actually forget, but it focuses on the rivalry between Giants.
He's the Giants fan.
Giants fans and Eagles fans, and how they talk at each other on sports radio. Mm-hmm. And if you've listened to sports radio in the New York area,
Michael Rappaport's in it. He's the Philly fan.
I have to tell you, go see it. You will thank me. It is fantastic. It's funny. And part of the reason it's funny is because it's not far from the truth. Some of the real friend. No, but it's I highly recommend it. If you're an Eagles fan or Giants fan, you have to see this movie.
I'll have to look at it.
It's called Big Fan with Patton Oswalt.
I'll have to check that out.
Well, the thing that I brought up on the last show with Wonderback was that growing up where I grew up, because I grew up in Jackson, New Jersey, So
And I grew up in Bergen County, where close to where he is.
Closer to where I live. As we like to say, I grew up in Pork Roll. He grew up in Taylor Ham. I now live in Taylor Ham. He lives in Pork Roll.
Yeah.
But back then, I was rooting for the Eagles in their first Super Bowl. I was a huge Jaworski fan. Huge Jaworski.
Well, that was the Eagles against the Raiders, right?
Eagles Raiders 81, yeah.
And Plunkett was the quarterback. And was it foggy that day or something? I remember the visibility.
Yes, it was very foggy, and I remember the Fly with the Eagles fight song that WMMR would play all the time.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. But also, Mike Schmidt was a hero of mine, as was Greg the Bull Lazinski. So I grew up with both teams. But it gets to a point in life where you gotta pick one.
Yeah.
And I fell in with the Giants, fell in with the
You grew up right in the middle. So
I grew up right in the middle. But I fell into the one just at the right time. Because it's just as I entered college, and that's when the World Series, that's when the Giants started winning Super Bowls. So I can't complain.
I said this last week on the podcast. We're talking with Wanderback. I'm at Citizens Bank Park a couple of years ago at a Phillies Giants game. Obviously San Francisco Giants, and I'm they're not playing these football Giants.
Yeah, how'd that go?
How'd that go? Right? It's weird. Yeah,
that is definitely wandering back in time, right there.
Yeah. Anyway. So I'm standing in line. You know where the Hall of Fame is in the back of the stadium with the plaques and everything on the wall. So there's a barbecue place right off of that, where that food court is, right off of that area. And I'm standing in line at the barbecue place to go in and get a brisket sandwich and a beer. And I'm waiting in line, and I literally just glanced over to my right, and there's Greg Lazinski standing right there. I'm like, "Hey, how are you? How you doing?" We just I was standing in line.
Was it Bull's Barbecue? Is that where you were?
It was Bull's Barbecue. Yeah,
that's why it's there. Yeah,
yeah. So yeah, as I'm standing in line, it wasn't moving that fast. I talked to him for like 10 minutes, and I walked up. All right, have a good day. There you go.
Anyway,
he's there. He's there a lot. Schmidt was my idol growing up. I played third base, until recently, when I just couldn't play anymore. But
that happens. Yeah,
it does. It does. It does. Happens to the best of us.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Anyway, all right. And if you want to continue the sports talk, every other Wednesday night, not tomorrow, but next Wednesday, I do a sports podcast. Shameless
plug coming.
It's called the Get On With It Sports Podcast. So next Wednesday night, 7:30 on the Facebook page for Get On With It Sports Podcast. We'll be doing our NFL draft picks. We actually moved the show. We moved it around because the following week, I can't do the show the following week because I'll be getting ready to go out to Long Island for my daughter's wedding. So
congratulations.
Thanks.
And so sorry.
How old
for your bank account?
She's 28.
Okay.
28. Her and they're getting married. Her and her high school sweetheart are getting married on their 11th dating anniversary.
Oh,
so there you go. And then 4 months, 1 week and 4 days later, my other daughter's getting married. My 30.
Are you a father of two girls?
2 girls and 1 boy. 2 girls. Yeah.
I have 2 girls. They are 21 and 18.
Mm-hmm.
So, and in my heart and in my head, they're still. They're still 9 and 6. Right?
No.
Yep, I've got a 15-year-old who just about a month ago took to Philly. She lives in Florida at this point. She comes up for her spring break. We'll see when that changes and Daddy's no longer cool.
I stopped being cool a long time ago. My oldest, she goes to American University in D.C. We were just down in D.C. this weekend visiting her, and she broke it to us that this is the first summer she's not coming back home. She's getting an internship and she's staying in D.C. And
it hurts, but you're proud.
Exactly, right? A good friend of mine said, "Parenting is the stupidest job in the world. If you do it well, you become irrelevant."
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Right. So
that's perfect.
There you have it.
It's very true. It's very true. Yeah, that one's my older daughter. She'll be 32 a few months after that birthday. So
okay, so I just tried to drink my beer this way, and I need to drink it this way. Oh yeah, so I decided to open a 90-minute because Yeah, because I decided, okay, so I just undid everything with all the IPAs I did with the sweet stout. Yeah, let's undo the
About a
sweet
90
stout.
minute.
Yeah,
There you
let's go to a 90-minute.
But so next week we're doing our draft show. So there you go. But anyway, got on with it. All right. So what's coming up on in store other than opening up Moorestown?
So Moorestown's the big one. We actually have a really cool event coming up in Haddonfield on May 4th.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that the country is.
Oh, May the 4th be with you. Yeah.
May the 4th. And you know, we've done.
I'll be in Philly that day. It's a Sunday.
We've done. Will you?
I'll be in Philly for the Broad Street run.
Oh, well, you need to come. So let me tell you what's going on Kings Road. So you know that 2026. Now I have to get this right. 2026 is the country's semi-quincentennial.
It's the 250th anniversary.
Wow, that's impressive, Bob. After 5 beers, you can still say that.
Here's the amazing thing: I can't say it when I'm completely sober. So
you know what? You know what? If I'm perfectly sober, I cannot really do the alphabet backwards. My friends would ask me to do the alphabet backwards.
CYXWVUTS. Yeah.
If the faster I could do it, the drunker I was. You know why? Because you don't think about it.
Strike that, reverse it.
That used to be my thing when I shouldn't even mention this, but when I was younger, and a policeman would pull me over and he'd say, "Have you been drinking?" And I'd be like, "No, officer, I can do the alphabet backwards." And I would recite it backwards. So, but anyway, so the country is celebrating its 250th anniversary. And there is an organization in New Jersey called Revolution NJ. And what they're going to do is they're going to send a bunch of costume colonial people to the brewery on May 4th to talk about what side are you on, right? Are you the Federalist or the Loyalist? And they're just going to engage with the patrons. But for that day, what we're going to do is we are going to brew George Washington's small beer recipe.
Oh, so from the one that Yards uses?
So it's going to be a variation, our variation of his original recipe. His original recipe used a lot of molasses and bran hops. We're going to use a lot of molasses, but we're going to build it for contemporary tastes, but it is going to have that low alcohol content, between 3% and 4%. And, he used to give that to his troops because it was safer to drink than the water at the time.
Yeah.
So we're going to brew Washington's small beer recipe. We're going to release it on May 4th when we do it's called Tavern Talks, and it's sponsored by Revolution NJ. And they only have 50 seats available for this. So if you're interested, you have to go into Revolution NJ to get tickets for this. But I think it's going to be a fun event. We're mixing beer and history, and we're doing historical beer. So I wanted to plug that.
I love drunken history.
Very nice. I'll talk about Jess. I don't have she runs the run. I did it. This is her 12th time to running the Broad Street 10 miler. I ran it 6 times and I was done.
We have
so we just go down there and she runs it. And then the only thing we do after she runs it, other than her, late checkout, her going back and cleaning up, we always go over to Human Robot, get Pose, and have a couple beers.
You gotta get Pose,
but then we leave. Yeah. So it's not that bad of an idea to swing into town and stop by.
I mean, we are literally 10 or 15 minutes over the bridge from Philadelphia. Yeah.
The only thing I got that weekend is the day before we're taking a bus to what used to be the Sands in Bethlehem. And
Wind Creek.
It's now Wind Creek. Yes, that's what I wrote. There was Wind Creek, and rather than actually go and gamble, because I don't gamble, because I suck at it, is I will probably just brewery and distillery crawl Bethlehem,
right?
And then I'm just using the bus as an Uber.
That's all. So
that'll be a lot of fun. They're supposed to be doing axe throwing, and Carrie says we should probably do the axe. We should probably do the axe throwing, then go do the pub crawl. I'm like, it's always more fun the other way around.
Yeah, go to the pro call and then do the extra.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Alcohol and sharp weapons.
And the only thing I did want to mention, I do want to bring this up, Jess and Dave and I we've watched the show, right? But Jess is a huge Gilmore Girls fan.
And John and I are both kind of guilty of also being.
Yeah, I've seen. I could tell you about the shows and everything else, but the one of the main characters from Gilmore Girls grew up in Haddonfield.
Grew up in Haddonfield.
Yep.
He has been to the brewery.
Has he, Scott
really?
Patterson?
We have he came to brewery number 1. He came and visited Haddonfield. I forget what the occasion was.
I think his mother still lives in town. I'm pretty sure, or something along those lines. He's got family in town. He's got.
Did you give him a hat to wear?
We gave him a hat.
Difference. He just turn it around and wear it backwards. So.
we gave.
But
him
everyone behind him can read King's Road.
We gave him a hat and a T-shirt. He handed it to his handler. We asked him to pose in front of the logo, and he wouldn't do that. So we only have candid shots. There were rules about. Yeah, but he did visit the.
So he's taciturn in real life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there you go.
And I don't know what the rules were, but he was very friendly. He was very nice. He was very accessible, but he had a handler with him.
Well, I'm sure that part of that was, you're a celebrity. You can't
endorse
to be endorsing something.
Correct. So I don't know what those rules are, but aside from that, he was actually really gracious. He spent a lot of time with us, but we always try to get the key shot, the King's Road logo, or them wearing this flag, and then we post it on social media. And unfortunately, we were unable to do that with him. Gotcha. But he was great. He was great.
That's awesome. That is. And speaking of sports, he actually was a pitcher, and he was in the Yankees and the Braves organizations. I don't think.
I knew he was quite an athlete, but I didn't know he actually was in.
He made it. He was in the minor leagues for the Yankees and the Braves.
So basically,
he was a pitcher.
Wasn't he also? Was that also part of his character on Gilmore Girls? Did he just play himself on the show?
No, I mean he didn't. He said he did a baseball clinic, like in the reboot. He said he did a baseball clinic
something like
with
that.
Kiefer Sutherland,
and he always had the baseball hat on.
But he was in the movie in '94, I think it was, Little Big League. He was in that as a pitcher. So and they had a lot of actors in that were, that had played ball. That they actually did cast that movie with people that actually did know how to knew how to play baseball. So, and they cast him in it. He was a pitcher, but yeah. So, but yeah, he was in the Yankees and the Braves organization back in the early to mid '80s. He was in it, and then he turned to acting. So there you go.
So I need to ask, and I don't want to prolong this any longer, but I need to ask. You mentioned movies and baseball. I love baseball movies.
So do I.
Which favorite baseball movie?
Field of Dreams.
Bull Durham.
My number 2 is Bull Durham.
I would say 42. I really like
42 is fantastic. I like
42. I like Field of Dreams, and I like 8 Men Out.
8 Men Out's fantastic too. So you just mentioned 4. So there's 4 of my top 5.
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah. Right. So for me, it's Bull Durham and The Natural is my number 2.
Oh, I forgot The Natural. I forgot The Natural.
That's my number.
So those are my top 5 right there.
I've never met a baseball movie I didn't like. I've never met a baseball movie I didn't like.
But no, Bull Durham to me there's just so much beauty behind it.
And where does the third Kevin Costner baseball movie rate in your baseball movie For Love of the Game? Well, yeah.
Wait,
Costner was in Field of Dreams and Bull Durham.
No, but I'm thinking about the third.
Is For Love of the Game.
Oh, For the Love of the Game. Because I was about to say Trouble with the Curve, but that was Clint Eastwood and who was the girl in that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
that's a good movie too.
What about Major League?
What about
Major League?
Major League's on another level. I mean, those are all. I mean,
that's just a fun movie.
Yeah, Major League's a movie that I'll leave on with.
Actually, you know what? I can't believe I didn't mention this. I might say the one that I will watch over and over and over again, and Field of Dreams has been in The Natural. I love Moneyball.
Moneyball's great.
I love Moneyball. That's a good movie. That's good.
all about the team that has no town name right now. They're just the A's. That's it.
The A's.
It was
There you go.
fascinating, though.
So, yeah, it is. It's a great movie.
You watch it one time, and it forces you to start reading about the analytics and how that divergent thing
how they were
happened.
able to do all of that. Somebody just stay relevant every year with paying nothing. It's just amazing.
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
So.
And he turns down the offer from the Red Sox, and a year later they go on to win. They reverse the curse a year later, right?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, that was a good movie. But yeah, Field of Dreams is definitely always my number one. It is. Everything about the movie, I love it. And then then at the end, the end of the movie is just that's the best. That's the best part of it anyway. With James Earl Jones' speech, and then he sees his father. Forget about it. I'm done.
Yes, that's my number 3.
Yeah.
Bull Durham, Natural, Field of Dreams.
There you go. So cool. All right. So you got that event on May 4th.
May 4th.
Any beers? Any other events? Any beers coming down that are seasonals or any releases coming up?
Actually, as we go into summer, we have 2 seasonal beers that will be on from Memorial Day until Labor Day. We do a beer called Wheat Wave, which is an American pale wheat with just a little note of orange in it, and then we do Beach Party, which is a hazy pale ale. Again, lower calorie, lower ABV, but just as juicy as. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because I see the question. How many beers tonight?
Well, we had 5 last week with that.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm finishing my 5th.
There you go.
I'm finishing my 4th, and John's finishing his 3rd.
I'm finishing. Yeah, I stayed 3. Dave went 4.
I'm wondering which of the Wonderback guys this is.
And Brian, it's probably, I'm going to say
Chris?
it's Justin, but we'll see. Brian says third beer is Heavenly Hellas by Church Street. There you go.
Oh, he's keeping it light tonight.
He's keeping it light tonight. There you go.
Yeah, Dave, I was impressed that you finished with the 90-minute.
Yeah.
Well, it was the first thing I grabbed out of the fridge, which is right over here. So
I was wrong. It is Chris.
I was right. It's Chris.
There
Okay.
you go. Cheers, Chris.
Cheers, buddy.
So, anyway, this Browner was fantastic from Hot Butcher of the World. You think about Hot Butcher of the World IPAs, right? Browner was really good.
Yeah.
So cheers to that. Anyway. All right. Any beer fest guys are doing? Do you take part in any of them? You can be out.
Yeah, we have a lot of local ones. We're not doing AC this year. We're not doing the AC Beer Fest.
Right.
We're doing the Beach House one. We're going to come up with the Beach House one. Yeah. I wish I had the date. It's like May. It's like the second Saturday in May, maybe. May. I don't know.
That'd be the 10th.
I think it might be the 10th.
There's actually 5 Saturdays in May this year.
I think it's May 10th is the Beach House event. That's up near you, John.
Yep.
And then we're doing here Ales on the Rails, Rhythm and Brews, and Sipping on Station. Then we do the big Medford Oktoberfest event.
Nice.
And I don't know if you know this, but during COVID, we started doing Stein holding.
Oh, yeah.
Just for shits and giggles to have fun during COVID. Everyone had a mask. They were 6 feet away, and we were doing the Stein holding. And we did it for 2 years straight, 20 and 21. And what we didn't know is that New York, during those 2 years, canceled the Hofbrauhaus Stein holding. And really? Munich, Germany, canceled their Oktoberfest in 20 and 21.
Wow.
But we kept doing the Stein holding. So a gentleman by the name of Jim Banco, he's the president for the U.S. Federation of Stein holding.
I didn't. I never knew there was a thing.
It's a thing. It's called it's the U.S. Federation of Stein holding, and because we kept promoting it, he asked us if we would host the New Jersey State Finals. So for the past 3 years, we have been hosting the New Jersey State Finals of Stein holding, and the winner of the New Jersey. For the last couple of years, the winner of the New Jersey one that's held at our Medford location, goes to the Mayfest event at Brauhaus Schmitz in Philadelphia.
Oh,
And the
cool.
winner there goes to the New York event in Central Park, hosted by Hofbrauhaus. And for 2 of the last 3 years, our guy came in second. But this year, the U.S. Federation of Steinholding is attempting to have the New Jersey finalist go to a national final that's not hosted by Hofbrauhaus. So rather than a Hofbrauhaus hosted final, they're going to have a U.S. Federation. And I think it's going to be somewhere in Ohio, but to get there from New Jersey, you have to go through Kings Road.
There you go.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
All roads
Very cool.
lead from Kings Road. There you go.
Our favorite road, right? Our
There you
favorite
go.
road. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. This was amazing.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you.
Awesome
Thank
show.
you for having me.
Thank you for
Thank
coming
you
on.
for promoting us.
Absolutely.
I'd love to do it again if you're so
Yeah.
interested.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We get repeat guests all the time, so definitely.
This was
we'll
great.
talk about that. Yeah, we
This was
loved
great.
every minute of it. This is a great show.
Let
Stick
me
around.
know if you're let me know if you're coming down.
Yes.
I'll make sure to make myself available. And Dave, if it's not going to be soon, I'd be happy to send you a shirt.
Yeah. When it gets warm enough and we're back from Austin, definitely will be down to do some biking in the area. But I'll have to get your contact information after this. After we sign off here.
Yeah, stick around. We'll talk for a couple minutes after we sign off. But like I said, thank you for doing this. This is an amazing show. But on that note, we'll wrap up. Absolutely. On that note, we'll wrap up the show. On that note,
And
And 5 beers later,
on that note,
he's only 3 in.
I
By
know.
the way.
Well, they were bigger beers, but no.
they were bigger beers.
On that note, we'll wrap
A
up
dark
the show
mile is a
today.
bigger beer.
Exactly. Quiet.
I was being gracious.
Exactly. Thanks, Dave.
Bob's giving you an out, and as usual, I'm calling you out.
Anyway, on that note, we'll wrap up the show for today. I want to thank everybody for watching. And for those of you just listening to the audio podcast,
Thank you, guys.
thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.lagerroom.com. That's LAGERROOM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course our YouTube channel. All of them are at The Lager Room. Remember, we go live with the video podcast.
That's where
on
he takes
Facebook.
his breath right there. At
At
the Lager Room.
The Lager Room. Remember, we go live with the video podcast on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Twitch every Tuesday night around 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on our audio host, Spreaker, as well as iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Odyssey, Audible, Pandora, Amazon Music Podcast, iTunes Music, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, CastBox, Deezer, Podchaser, Listen Notes, YouTube Music. Pretty much anywhere you can find an audio podcast, you'll find the Lager Room Guys Craft Beer Podcast. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you'll never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Bob, once again, thanks so much for coming on. Amazing show. What's 6.7?
I'm going to start rating your performance on the outro. And this time it's 6.7. You stumbled a few times.
And you cut me off a couple times, too, so you can't.
Yeah, but wasn't that had nothing to do with it. Don't use that as an excuse. 6.7.
I got a 6.7. All right. Next week, I got to pick it up a little bit.
Yeah, at the end of every show, I'm going to start rating your outros.
Anyway, thanks, Bob, for coming on. Amazing show. Really appreciate it. Guys,
Thank
check
you.
out everything.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Guys, check out everything
Cheers.
going on at Kings Road Brewing, whether it's the Haddonfield location, the Medford location, or the soon-to-be Moorestown location. You
got it.
Get down there. The beer's great. Check it all out. You want to get down there. But thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Wonderful weekend. Drink a lot of beer, but drink responsibly. And we will talk to you next week, folks. Take care.
And if you're from where I live, get down to South Jersey. They've got some good liquid down
A lot of good liquid down in South Jersey. Get down there. Cheers.